Gonna give it a hot second there, YouTube. Want to make sure everything's in proper working order before I start. Hold on. I can make this very clear. Regarding the events that are currently going on and happened last night, I don't like to get too political here. I like to keep it light, keep it sarcastic, keep it friendly. Let me just say, fuck the Proud Boys. Invoke the 25th Amendment already. Alright, cool. Now that nothing controversial has been said, let's shrink me back down there. I want to make very clear where I stand on that, unless anyone gets the wrong idea about seeing a huge white guy on a stream. Now then, murder, Danganronpa. Oh, Lord have mercy. What a fun time it is to be alive, eh? But not in this world. In which, I mean, I don't even know where to begin. Hifumi is, no, not Hifumi. Ibuki is dead. Fan favorite. And, fan pretty much kind of overlooked and not that great Hyoko, also dead. Rather shockingly, after I found Ibuki. It's, I mean, just from hanging from the rafters was one thing, and then another dead body showed up, so craziness. It happened once again. 2 of my cherished friends died at the same time. I can't believe it.
How cruel.
This is the place where Ibuki sang for Fuyuhiko. Hyoko looked like she was having so much fun listening to her music, and now those 2 are no longer here. Such a tragedy. I understand how you feel, but please get a hold of yourself. 2 of our friends were killed. That's all the more reason we can't just leave this alone.
So just as I thought.
Must do it for them, for the sake of 2 who have fallen. Yeah. Shattered remains of a machine are spread all over the floor.
I see.
Here's a surveillance camera unit. Yeah, that as well.
This, too, must be the will of causality.
Kazuichi put it in the music venue for communication purposes. Why is it destroyed like this? Criminal psychology is at play here. What do you mean?
Well?
Even if they know they're not being recorded, there is no way the killer would tolerate committing a murder in front of a camera.
5.
Double murder on last stream, if memory serves right. Yep. That's why they destroyed the camera. Seems plausible enough. They'd hesitate to murder someone in front of a camera, and that's why the killer destroyed this. And yet we saw, in fact, we were quite possibly led to the camera connection before what appeared to be Ibuki hanged herself. Although I admit the hair was different in the version I saw. Hair looked more like Hyoko's, honestly. It was sort of white and shoulder length, which hers obviously is longer than that, but it's more believable than Ibuki's over there. What was that thing I saw? A surveillance camera unit has been added. Yeah. Doesn't matter how you slice it, someone came in and broke that and tied up Hyoko after the fact. If only I'd noticed sooner, Ibuki might have been saved. When did you realize Ibuki was missing? After leaving Nagito's room, I went to the on-call room, and that's when it came to me. I should go check on how everyone at the hospital is doing one more time before I go to sleep. So I went to the patient rooms and noticed Ibuki was gone. I ran over to the hospital, so that's what happened. Then I saw Fuyuhiko in front of the hospital and asked him if he could help me look for Ibuki. Where were you? I thought you were resting in the lobby. It's a long story. It's not like I doubt you or anything. There's no way I doubt you. We've been together since this morning. Yeah, we were together until you went to the on-call room. We were together until just a little before the morning Nanakumo announcement, so I don't doubt you. I'm telling the truth. It's alright if I continue with my autopsy. Yeah, sure. Spare my life. Great. That's not doubting me. Mikan's account. Meant to talk to Chiaki. Suppose I still can. With her arms crossed and a thoughtful look on her face, Chiaki was silently staring at the stage floor. Did something drop on the floor there? Nothing dropped, it's just dirty. Dirty?
Hey.
Take a close look at the floor. We got scuff marks. And also there's blood on that ladder. I saw that, yeah. There's a smudge as if something was wiped off. Wait. This isn't something. This is a blood stain.
Yep.
Well, a bloodstain is strange. Yoko's neck was slashed not far from here.
But still.
Rather, what's strange is why the killer try and hide it. Hide it.
So...
They weren't trying to hide it. They wouldn't have bothered wiping it off. The reason the killer wiped the blood stain. As long as blood is nearby, there's no way they'd be able to conceal the crime of wiping a blood stain. So what's the killer trying to hide? The candle, maybe? Stepladder is tripped over on its side. Yeah, that doesn't look like Ibuki's hair. It looks much closer to Hyoko's hair. Well, I mean, I guess it's not hair. That's the handles of the bag on the head. But there is no hair coming down from it, is the point. Isn't that a blood stain? There's blood around the left side of the stepladder. As I recall, Ibuki didn't have external injuries. If that's the case, this must be Hyoko's blood. It's the only thing I can think of. Blood stain that probably belongs to Hyoko is on the left side of the ladder. Had a stroke there. So we have a bloody ladder now as well. Candle important in any way? Massive candle position near the front of the stage. Oh yeah, yeah. And then they blew the candle out at the last second. Candle this huge might be perfect for lighting, but they didn't really need to bother using a candle. They could have just used a normal stage light. Well, they wanted the effect of it going out there. Ibuki's body lay atop the stage. She was wearing a hospital gown she was wearing when she was sick. There's blood on Ibuki's feet. Didn't notice when she was hanging, but the soles of her feet are dirty. So it's blood, right? There shouldn't be any external injuries on Ibuki. If that's the case, the blood belongs to someone else. Probably Hyoko. Again, she has her throat slit right over there. Rather macabre, actually.
Damn right.
Hajime, can I talk to you for a sec? You already discovered the body before you met up with us, right? At first, I didn't know it was Ibuki because of the hemp bag. Though, I knew right away she was dead since she was hanging from a rope.
Like...
Which means Ibuki must have died before Hyoko was tied up.
Well...
That helps. There's no time of death written in the Monokuma file this time. Yeah, we really didn't get much from that. I wasn't really sure who died first. It's true their estimation time of death wasn't written in the file, but I should know when Ibuki died, because I saw it. Sort of. Ibuki was climbing the stepladder on her own, so right after that... Wait, hold on. If Ibuki climbed the stepladder and died right after that, does that mean she committed suicide? That's impossible. Even if Ibuki committed suicide, it doesn't explain Hyoko's death afterward. Two different deaths happened at the same time. There's no way that's a coincidence. I've played Phoenix Wright Rise from the Ashes. I know they can't be a coincidence. Chiki is also an airhead in manner of speaking, but she's better than Sonya since of being an airhead. In a way, Chiki, unlike Sonya, isn't completely divorced from reality. Yeah, no, Sonya's an airhead in the doesn't understand the world around her sort of way. Chiki's more of an airhead in the, doesn't seem like she's checked in and paying attention to the situation. Like, she gets how the world works, it's just she's not really paying attention to it. Ibuki had a hemp bag on her head and was hanging from the ceiling. But why did she have a hemp bag on her head? But then, of course, she has, like, the winning argument locked and loaded in the Chamber of the Truth gun. And saves the day anyway. She just gives off that vibe. Hemp bag, upon further inspection, there's a Monomi decal in the fabric. Yeah, it's the shitty one from the movie theater. It's just a normal bag. The rope that was tied to the baton lighting on the ceiling. Ibuki hanged herself with this rope and died. From what I can tell, it looks like a regular length of rope with no unnatural features. But despite the fact this music venue has storage room, there shouldn't have been any rope in there. Which means it was obtained from the supermarket. Did the killer bring it from there? That means anyone could have obtained the rope. It means it must be difficult to use this as a clue. I wonder if that's true, huh? I just noticed a little something. Is it okay if I confirm it? Mikan, do you have a moment? What happened? Something I want to ask you. There's no doubt Ibuki's cause of death was being hanged by this rope. She had no other external injuries, and there's no doubt she died from hanging herself.
I see.
Ibuki died by hanging herself. That was obvious the moment we discovered the body. We might not have seen it, but we all saw that she hanged herself. Yep, got it. The rope won't be much of a clue. Then I might as well search another place. Alright. Normal length of rope and everything. Can I... Baton lighting control panel. Okay. Great shot. Nothing weird over in the background or side there. Damn that air conditioner, it's back again. Control panel on the wing of the stage. It seems you can use the control panel to raise and lower the baton lighting on the ceiling. In fact, we use this to lower Ibuki's hanging body. Speaking of the lighting, the video of the music venue I saw. Dim candlelight for ambiance, and it didn't look like the lighting was used at all. Why didn't they use this lighting? Was there some reason that would have been inconvenient for them? Dramatic effect. They needed the candle to go out to hide whatever they did after they stopped recording.
So you have appeared.
You noticed it too, Fiend. Noticed. You notice? Are those eyes just little glass balls? Take a good look at the baton lighting above your head. Have you noticed the aberrant item? The baton lighting. You mean that? Oh. Something that looks like black paper stuck on the baton lighting. You finally noticed. I can't really see it from here. I should lower the baton lighting one more time.
I can see it!
There is no need!
Go, my four dark devas of destruction!
Mirage Golden Hawk, jump! Now is time for you to take flight! Feast your eyes upon the brave souls of my four dark devas. It seems like this is one of them. A hamster launched itself from Gundam's hand and ran up the baton lighting in the ceiling in a flash. It started running around and the stuck slip of paper in rapid circles. It's possible that musician killed the kid first, then killed herself. No, because we found them and we found Ibuki, ran outside, came back, and then Hiyoko was tied up to a pole. There's no way she hanged herself and then, I mean, unless she like faked the hanging with a harness or something, because there was a bag on the face. Could have, like, waited to... That's weird, though. After possibly being incepted by the idea of somebody. Oh, yeah, I was quite gullible and easily susceptible to such things, being struck with despair disease and all. I mean, I guess, but that still would have meant that somebody had to tie the body up. The paper fluttered downward and was caught by Gundam. You see that? Behold the power of the ultimate evil eye wielder. Amazing, I've never seen a hamster do the tricks. They're my four dark days of destruction. Hamsters are merely their temporary form. So what's with the paper?
Fine.
Seems to be some kind of thick paper, though it does not have any special spells scribbled on it.
It was close.
It appears as if it's nothing useful. That's not it. There's no doubt this is some kind of clue. The fact that it was stuck in a place like that, no matter how we think about it, is unnatural. Thick black paper. Not a clue what that could be. Suspended against a pillar on the side of the stage. Wrapped against the pillar with duct tape, she looked like she was forced to stand upright. Who did this? According to the Monokuma file, the cause of death was a slit throat. Neck looks like it stopped bleeding, probably because of the duct tape wrapped around it. Great. But why is Hiyoko's kimono like this? The bow on the front, you mean? The kimono's all disheveled. Also, her sash is tied in the front. Did the killer do this? When did the killer kill Hiyoko? When I first discovered Ibuki's body, I didn't see Hiyoko's body here. If that's the case, Hiyoko was killed. It must have been during the time I was gathering everyone before I came back. That was barely 10 minutes. Is it possible the killer killed Hiyoko and trapped her, or taped her in such a short amount of time? Even if that's possible, whoever did it would have had a narrow window of time to do so. Because the killer must be someone who doesn't have an alibi during that time. So who has alibis? I do, obviously. We all know I didn't do it. Pretty sure Nekomaru's above suspicion. He's, like, completely incapacitated, being taken care of by Monokuma. Chiaki and Gundam, we ran to the motel and got. I guess Gundam didn't come with us, but it seems unlikely that this is Gundam. It also seems unlikely this is... I don't think it can, excuse me, be Chiaki, because we went to the motel, got her, and came back with her, so she's probably out. We found Gundam at the hotel, or the motel. He didn't come back with us, but I don't think he would have had time to, like, convince Ibuki to hang herself, or hang her, however he would have done it, run to the motel, intercept us, brush us off, and then while we were running back, get ahead of us without being seen, and then kill and tie up Hiyoko. So Chiaki, Gundam, Nekomaru, and myself are the only ones that are above suspicion in my current investigation. No, you're in the way.
Now.
I don't wish to be in your way at all, but there's something I really need your help with. Help?
Actually...
If you look closely, there's an unnatural shape bulging from inside Hiyoko's kimono. So it might be hiding something. Don't tell me you want to search inside the kimono. Huh? That's exactly it. Well, it'd be a problem if she were alive, but she's dead now, you know? Don't know if that makes it better. Don't mess with me. Are you saying there's no problem with it now that she's dead? If you don't want to do it, I'll just ask someone else.
Hey!
Akane!
Yo!
What's up?
Hey.
There's something I want you to do for me. It looks like there's something inside Hiyoko's kimono, so can you feel around for that?
What?
I don't understand, but I just gotta check her kimono. Thank you. Helping each other is such a wonderful thing.
Now then.
Let's see. She's tied up so tight I can't really reach in with my hand. Wait, hold on.
Yo.
A key.
Perhaps...
It's different than the keys to the cottage, so maybe this is a key to her motel room. A motel room.
But...
The key was so deep inside her kimono that it'd be hard to remove. It's very likely the killer tampered with this evidence.
Isn't that right?
Because if this is a trap, they'd have put it more towards the front so we'd notice easier. Which means we can conclude this is something Hiyoko had with her when all along. Sure. I guess we'll check her motel room, maybe? Not like I'm adding to that or anything, but you looked like you were curious about the condition of the body, right? Of course, that's why I'm investigating. It's true, there's several mysteries regarding her body.
Oh.
Just hear me out for a second. Out of all of those mysteries, what I think the strangest is...
See?
the way they wrapped her body with that duct tape. It looks like it's... Oh, this is... I thought it was rope. I was thinking she was tied there with rope, but now they duct taped her to this thing. Her neck is duct taped as well, it looks like. It almost looks like they're trying to hide the wound on Hiyoko's neck, don't you think? Hide the wound on her neck. I don't really know if that was the killer's true intention, but I guess it'd be a big help for our investigation. The reason for the low volume of blood is because the duct tape's acting as a compress, right? If her body was left alone after the throat was slit, the surrounding area would be a sea of blood. A sea of blood. 2 dead bodies floating in a sea of blood. That's enough to make anybody faint. Did I have a chat with you, or I don't remember? Yeah, floor's dirty, smudge, okay. Bloodstain isn't straight? Yeah, we chatted about this. Okay. Celeste Ludenberg, I'm upset about Ibuki, but good riddance, Hiyoko. That's a really harsh thing to say. I mean, I kind of get it, Celeste Ludenberg. Also nice to see you again. But that is still kind of harsh, I think. What else do I have to... Oh god, the AC panels again. Also, hey, what's up? How's it going? You might be able to adjust the hot air from the music venue with this. Alright, I mess around with this a little. It's running as a heater over 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Good lord. Now I know why it's so damn hot. Better turn it off. That should cool things off for a little. Why would somebody need it so hot in this room? Still things up here. Curtain. Black curtain hanging at the far side of the stage. The curtain's not wide enough. It can't reach from one edge of the stage to the other.
Huh?
Not really a full-length curtain. The curtain wasn't originally here. If it was, it's strange that it doesn't fit properly. It was probably obtained from the furniture section of the supermarket. So it was! See, the back of the curtain is taped for temporary use, just like the curtain from the supermarket. Hiyoko was harsh to everyone, deserved the kind of thing to be said. I mean, yeah, she was harsh. I don't know if she deserved to have her throat slit, though. Very rarely would I say somebody deserves that. You're saying someone took the time to actually bring the curtain from the supermarket. It went that far, it was probably something the killer really needed for this crime. Why'd they need it? Who knows? Wouldn't be a mystery if the answers came easy. It's true. I'm not saying, you know, Hiyoko was a nice, pleasant peach or anything, or that she didn't even, you know... I'm not saying I'm not glad that she's gone. She was definitely not a fan favorite, but I don't think she deserved to have her throat slit. Of the group that's left, I don't bemoan that she's the one who died. Ibuki is a shame. But, you know, it's a shame when anyone dies, except for Terror. Did you direct your gaze to the brave statue of my... Okay, yeah. Saw it. Are you okay? You're still not feeling well? Yeah, I don't really get it, but when I think about Nekomaru, it's like my knees start shaking.
Weird.
There's no way I get that kind of weakness. Probably go away if I battled a strong dude, but Nekomaru's not here. He'll come back. You're right.
Hajime.
This might be impudent of me to ask, but really listen to what I have to say. I heard that you witnessed the incident from the very beginning, so what? Could you provide me a summary of the incident? I need to reach the truth behind the incident for the sake of dedicating my body to an even greater hope. Dude's way into hope.
Wow.
Why? Don't make me repeat myself. No, this guy wants to confuse us. There's no way I'm going to tell him what I know.
Unfortunate.
Didn't care about the game. Byakuya wasn't interested. I didn't care about this game's Byakuya. He wasn't interesting, meaning so far I only felt bad for Mahiro, Peko, and Ibuki. I liked Byakuya in this game because it was an arc of his character from the first game. He had clearly, like, been through something and changed and evolved. There were elements of Byakuya that were still in this game, but he had changed to be a slightly better person. I thought that was a very good arc for his character. I do think they didn't utilize him properly by killing him first, but, Peko was a shame, Ibuki's a shame, Mahiro's a shame. Yeah, that's everyone. So, Taro, good fucking riddance. Yeah, the Peko Mahiro thing is a bit tragic. This one, again, it's always a shame when someone dies, but yeah, no, she's... I won't miss her brattiness, let me put it that way. I don't want to say, good thing she's dead, because that's really weird to say, I think, but I won't miss her brattiness. Look what's in front of the door. A drumstick, right? It looks like it's broken. What happened to it?
Like...
If something like this is in front of the door, you think it might be a really big clue. Why would this be a clue? Also, Celeste Ludenberg, cool thing, this is a double murder just like the one you perpetrated in the first game, so... Who knows? Maybe this one will or won't live up to the reputation/legacy you created. Why would this be a clue?
Hey.
Remember when we came to the music venue? If it won't open up, the only thing we do is force our way in. I wonder if that's going to be possible. Oh, was the drumstick barricading the door? I mean, it really should have just taken like one person to break a drumstick. They aren't that solid. Originally, Fihiko was supposed to die here, but the writers changed it not to waste Peko's death. Yeah, that would be a super big waste of Peko's death. When I examined it, I found this door didn't have a lock at all.
I get it.
The door is designed to be pushed open, and this is the shape of the handle. The stick was used to bar the door. Don't you think that would lock the door and keep people from opening it? I mean, you think a drumstick, like... I'm sorry, I know it's like an actual stick that you hit a drum with. Whenever he says it, I think of chicken. Use the lock on the door. The broken drumstick on the floor in front of the door should be proof of that. Then how was the killer able to get out? I mean, the music venue doesn't even have windows. This door is the only entrance. They locked the door from the inside. The killer wouldn't be able to escape outside.
Like...
Maybe. The killer was still inside when we broke down the door of the music venue. Possible. They could have been hiding in the staff room, and then when we all came and in the commotion, they came out and it's like, what? Crazy, what happened? Alright. Drink fucking fought me on that one and splashed all over my damn keyboard. We waited until we were ready at the scene of the crime to join us. And now my stream is... okay.
I get
Lagged
it.
out there for a second. You know, don't they use tricks like that in a lot of mysteries and drama and stuff? If that's the case, there might be evidence of that around here somewhere. Definitely gonna find out. Won't let the killer get away with this.
I've listened to the whole story.
I heard what you two were discussing. Chiaki, that's kind of cool entrance. Besides the broken drumstick, I also discovered something interesting. What is it? There's a weird glob on the right and left door. See? You're right. What is it? Looks too firm to think it's rubber.
Yep.
Doesn't look like rubber, so that Chiaki bent down and scraped the semi-transparent glob with a finger. Ibuki was my number one waifu. Ah, well, at least I still have my number two waifu, Nanami. Who's Nanami? I apologize. Oh, Chiaki. Sorry, I go by first names. My bad. Which is embarrassing since... Ah, follower, Celeste Ludenberg. Thank you. You are a shrewd negotiator. Yeah, no, Chiaki is absolute waifu material. For me. Ibuki is way too high energy for me. I couldn't deal with that. Why are you putting it in your mouth? Although she's a bit thick. And thick. Smells like workshop chemicals. Don't eat that! This chewiness. This thing may be a glob, but it doesn't mean it was a glob from the start. It was originally a liquid that hardened to this. It might be possible to apply it directly and smoothly to gaps of the door. Chiaki. Am I not saying Chiaki? Is it Chiaki? Is that what you're trying to get me to say? Instead of saying Chiaki? Ahem. What are you talking about? Just I thought it tastes nasty. Probably shouldn't have done that then. There's easier ways to get that information. Besides the bit about the taste, it's okay to consider this as some kind of clue. Yeah. But what would it be? I'm gonna check the staff room. Door says staff only. Might as well investigate in here too. If this is where somebody's hiding. The flyers are spilled, I think. Also... I don't know what I'm seeing on the mirror, but... I don't know, I think there's like a blood blurb or something there. I don't know. Plenty of shelves of chemicals here, maybe. Carpeting, wallpaper, paint shelf. It's probably used for storage decorations. Thick black paper is folded on the lower shelf. Looks like wallpaper. There's lots of stickers plastered over the front of the side of wallpaper. The edge of the wallpaper is a little torn. Alright, so that's the scrap. But why was wallpaper hanging from up there? Oh, I get it. So... there was obviously wallpaper hiding Hyoko's body, and then when I returned, we found Hyoko when the wallpaper had been moved. Mentioned the double murder in the first game. I'll add Celeste could have won if instead of killing Hifumi herself, she pinned the scheme on him. Yeah. That would have been super smart. Although Hifumi probably would have tried to... I mean... all she really needed to do was have Hifumi kill... what's his name? Taka, I think. All she really needed to do in her plan was have Hifumi be the one to kill Taka. Then literally betray him and be like, yeah, Hifumi did it. If you don't vote for him... well, she wouldn't have gotten away then. She would have won the trial. She wouldn't have gotten away with it. No, she would have had to have killed him and then framed Hifumi. But Hifumi would have had to have been able to... like, it would have had to have been hard enough that Hifumi wouldn't have been able to convince him it was all Celeste's idea. Because the way the plan worked, it was pretty clear that she manipulated him from the start. Could have worked considering how she literally had him do all the dirty work. Yeah, sorry, no, I was thinking if she had him kill Taka, and then she just was like, yeah, he did it, I tricked him and watched him into doing it. That's one less person we need to worry about. We're closer to getting out of here. That might have worked. It would have been a bit shallow, but it would have worked. And, I mean, what are you gonna do? Not vote for Hifumi? Then you all die. But no, she would have needed to work away so that Hifumi would have really, like, looked like the killer while she also was the one who actually busted open Taka's head. You can see your whole body in this full-length mirror. With a mirror, it'd be easy to check Halo. Alright. Thought there was, like, blood on the mirror. There's a little blue dot. You come here to investigate the storage room. I just wanted to confirm what you're thinking. Is that it, or is he trying to stay in guard? Did you find any clues? The tipped-over stepladder on the stage, duct tape binding Hyoko, probably all came from the storage room. There might be other things in the storage room that were used for the crime. Yeah, this wallpaper, specifically. Besides his blood feud with Taka would have proven he had a clear motive. True, that is true. Celeste really could have manipulated it better. She didn't, but she could have. You're just going to be on the killer's side, right? I'm not siding with the killer. I'm on the side of whoever acts in the name of hope. That's all there is to it. That's the main reason why this case is really special. I can't say for certain, though. What's this guy saying? Hajime? I still don't quite understand the details of what happened.
Right?
If you can explain it to me in detail, I think I'd be able to give you some more useful information. You might end up confusing us again instead. You don't want to find the truth, you want to make us suffer.
mean.
That's not true. I'm doing this because I believe it for everyone's sake. Ah well. Sake of everyone's hope, I gladly become the enemy and I won't even mind when I die. That's the main reason why I can't overlook this case this time. What does that mean? Regardless, I guess you're not going to tell me. I can't be helped. I guess I'll just rely on my gut feeling. Gut feeling. You should come by later. I think I'll go there first and wait for you. What are you talking about? Obviously, the movie theater. We do need to follow up on this hemp bag business. Movie theater. Sudden interest in the movie theater. I guess everything that's important in the storage room. I should go back to the music venue. So someone was definitely here who wallpapered over Hyoko's body, then took the wallpaper down, stuffed it in the staff room after I ran away, and also locked the door, and the weird goo for some reason, which was probably what was wiped up. Ahem. With this, we might be closer to finishing the investigation. We might be close to finished with the investigating the music venue. I still need to talk to Mikon. I need to make sure I get those autopsy results. What up, girl? Nagito definitely acts like Danganronpa 1 Byakuya, even though his name is an anagram of Makoto. Yeah, I noticed that. If you take the letters in his name, it's not a perfect anagram of Makoto Naegi. Apparently, it's a perfect anagram for, like, Makoto Naegi, which is Japanese for I am Makoto Naegi. Whether or not that's a red herring or just, like, a nice little nod for people to pick up on it, I have no idea. How about it, Mikon? Found anything out? I do like Mikon, too. She's, the poor thing is just always so nervous and frightened, and it's like, oh no, nobody fretting the small, precious child. Tell you the truth, it's very inconclusive. That said, she's great around dead bodies, doing autopsies and whatnot. Not my fault, the music venue is just too hot. Because of the heat, I can't estimate the time of death. Because of the heat, is that possible? The body is overexposed to heat or cold, you won't be able to determine a precise time of death. Gundam best boy. People really like Gundam, I don't get that. I'm sensing something happens later in the game that endear people to Gundam, but yeah, a lot of people really just love Gundam. And it's like, he's alright, but in terms of best boy, I like Fuyuhiko. Dude has like an actual arc, and he's like learning from character growth here. My favorite's Fuyuhiko. Lord Pang Tong, absolutely. You get me. Covered up their time of death by using heater to make the inside of the music venue hot. It's his off-the-wall, crazy personality. Yeah, people like the intense characters, I guess. And I mean, I like him too, but, you know, I'm more of a laid-back guy, so favorites have to go to, well, Fuyuhiko is not laid back. I don't know, I like him because he's a well-written character that's experiencing growth. Gundam has not really budged an inch. He's still as intense as ever, which is entertaining, I'll give him that. Even if the heat is the killer's doing, is there any reason for them to cover up the time of death? I agree, as long as I saw it, it should be clear the order the murders occurred. First was Ibuki, then Hyoko. As long as this is an imitation murder... What? There shouldn't be any mistaking the order of murders. An imitation murder?
Huh?
You don't know? I thought everyone already knew.
See?
It's a murder where the killer used a creative work like a song or a film as an outline of the killings. It's so common in detective novels, mangas, and video games that you start to get annoyed by it. Kazuichi reminds me of Hiro, probably because they're both stupid. Kazuichi. God, you're using all the names I'm not familiar with. Now I need to remember who the hell... That's the transcript. Why did Kazuichi... See, I know Hiro and Kazuichi. Okay, Kazuichi is Soda. Mechanic guy. Which one is Hiro? That's the one I'm blanking on. Yeah, start getting annoyed. How would an imitation murder be related to this murder? Based on the killing order... Was Hiro the fortune teller? The way they were killed? Psychic dude, yeah, okay. Sorry, it took me a second. I'm very bad with names. But yeah, no, I get it. I feel like the mechanic is a bit smarter than Hiro, but he's way more of a simp for Sonya. Whereas Fortune Teller was just vibing. And like 30, wasn't he? He was ridiculous. He was like a full-grown man. It's clear it's an imitation of that movie. What movie?
Good instinct.
An imitation murder is the reason why the killer killed 2 people. The goal was an imitation killer. Even so, why did they feel the need to do something like this?
Do you have a minute?
This is really an imitation of that movie. Is it possible one more person might have been killed?
This, too, must be the will
Certainly
of causality.
conceivable if the killer wishes to complete the imitation. Oh, what the hell movie are you talking about? Are you guys worried there's gonna be another victim? Then no worries. Things will get out of hand too fast if a bunch of people could be killed at once. I'm a real cautious fella, so I prepared the perfect countermeasure. On this killing school trip, the same Blacken can only kill a maximum of 2 people. A rule you really need to establish at the beginning, because I've been saying from game 1, cut down everyone and just walk out of here a free man. There's no rule against it in the beginning of the first 2 games, so there's nothing to stop you from just killing everyone and being like, no one to try me. They can't convict me if they aren't alive, and just walk away scot-free. Although with a massive guilty conscience, probably. 21, yeah, okay. He was a full-grown dude, though. I don't get Gundam's likes either. For me, he's way too over-the-top dude, too much into the Lovecraft-style D&D. Yeah, I mean, the people that love Gundam like Ibuki as well, so clearly it's the high energy that draws them to each other, but... And I mean, that's consistent at least, but no, I prefer the laid-back characters. Or, you know, the ones that have an arc, in the case of Fuyuhiko.
Huh?
You mean you've added another rule?
Yep.
Killing everyone at once is okay. The Black will be able to secure an easy victory. This new rule will prevent that. Make sure you slam it into your tiny brains. They even acknowledge that. If it's a maximum of 2 people, there will not be any more killings. Since you're here anyway, can I ask you one more thing? I just want to confirm one of the class trial rules. As expected of you, you're very strict about games. I don't want to consider this possibility, and I don't even want to think that somebody would do this. If 2 cases occur at once, what happens if there are 2 killers? That's true. I had that thought. I've been wondering about that. Like I said, I'm talking about the possibility that Ibuki and Hyoko were killed by 2 different people. That would mean that 2 killers exist at the same time, but we can only vote for 1 person.
I am concerned.
We can only choose 1 based on a majority vote, and the other person could certainly achieve victory.
Yep.
You're right.
See?
So what happens in that case? What about a case where there's 3 incidents instead of 2? Or 4 overlap on top of one another?
Silence!
Shut up! It's okay, I'll make extra sure something like that never happens.
Hey.
Meaning 2 killers can't exist at the same time, so it's safe to say that applies in this case too.
I don't believe
Alright,
this.
fine, that's right. There's always only 1 killer at any given time. At least they acknowledge it. Because I've had those concerns, and their response is, don't worry about it, it's never gonna happen. So fair enough. Heroes 23 during gameplay account for the 2-year memory wipe. No reason. Yeah, that's fair. Ibuki was, for liking Ibuki, was threefold. Hilarious comments. She did have those. Refers to herself in the 3rd person. I would have sort of lumped that in with the comments. I have a bias towards rocker characters. Yeah, that's fair. That's entirely fair. She reminded me in terms of the high energy of Genocide Jack from the first game, which had a great fucking moment where I just ran up to her in a hallway and talked to her, and she just immediately goes, and just out of nowhere. It caught me so off guard. She was delightful. She was just so happy to be there. Yeah, I don't know. For whatever reason, Ibuki's high energy isn't doing it for me as much as Genocide Jax did. Mikon gives me Toko vibes as well. Not quite as bad as Toko. Toko wanted to be, like, beaten and tied down and, like, abused and degraded. Mikon's just meek. Man, I ended up giving you a huge hint. She made me say it. Gamer brains are not to be underestimated. I should just shut up and go back to my cave. Is this them addressing, like, look, everyone came out of the woodwork asking these questions, so we'll write a character that's basically you into the game to ask the questions to address them? The stammering. That's fair. That's entirely fair. There's no possibility for 2 killers to exist at the same time. With this, that narrows things down a little. Makes things easier.
Fine.
Plus, if the same killer can kill a maximum of 2 people,
Face your powerlessness!
a 3rd victim would be impossible. Imitation murder breakthrough. You guys keep saying it, and it's starting to sound strange. What do you mean by imitation? You haven't seen it? Seen what?
So...
Like I said, that movie.
Oh
When
my.
we first explored the island, Monokuma was passing out invitation tickets. And the imitation of that movie. Oh, I was told that movie sucked, and I paid $1.5 million to not watch that
Well?
movie. Based on the murders, it closely resembles that movie, as if they were copying it. They copied the movie. I think you should mention something about that. Can't be helped. I'll rely on my gut feeling. Taste your powerlessness! Someone needs to make that line into a meme. Ah! The big meme line over here is from the first game. Mukuru Ikusaba! The hidden 16th student laying somewhere hidden in the school. They call her the ultimate despair. Watch out for her. So anytime anything even remotely resembling that pops up, I immediately reference Mukuru Ikusaba. You should come by later, too. I'll go there first and wait for you. We've had a couple references in this game. I think during his disease-induced ramblings, he mentioned a 17th student, at which point I immediately accused Mukuru Ikusaba. Where exactly are you talking about? Obviously the movie theater.
You
haven't seen it. Still, it's not too late, I think. It's probably a good idea if you watch that movie before the trial. Looks like I need to do that. I should get going. There are other places I want to investigate. Where do you intend to go next? Speaking of Mukuru, did you see Danganronpa 3 End of Hope's Peak Academy anime? I did not, because I was not aware that, A, it was a thing, and B, when I did learn it was a thing, I thought it might be spoilers for the third game, and then I learned it wasn't even that, and really I just haven't had time, so. Ahem. Probably the hospital for sure. The victim, Ibuki, was there. I don't know what was going on in the hospital in the first place.
right.
Thanks to the spare disease, we could not go there for some time. Might be good for me to investigate the hospital too. Might be clues related to Ibuki's death. Clues related to Hyoko's death. I should go over to the motel. Still a lot of things I can do before the trial. I'll definitely give it my all until the end. Guess I'll just head out. By the way, Celeste, occasionally a Sonia shows up in the chat. She's been known to hang out on occasion. And you two have similar fashion tastes. One of you really wants a castle, the other one actually has a castle, I assume. So, you know. Sonya might show up later. What up, boys? Just remembered I never went inside any of the rooms, despite all of my objections. I don't even know where Hyoko's room is. Might be faster to ask somebody. Hey, Gundam, what's up?
You have appeared.
You're here, right? Come on out. Are you talking to me? I can see you. Did you really think you could hide your presence like that? I wasn't trying to hide in the first place. Which room was Hyoko staying in?
Listen well.
Open the door in the center room. However, are you prepared? Make sure you pray to whatever god you hold dear, and you might want to bring an extra pair of underwear. Why does this guy talk to his parents and teachers? That is a very good question, actually. Center room, huh? Sure. Looks like it's locked. Good thing I have this key. Just as I thought, the key was to Hyoko's room. Let's see what these rooms actually look like now. Jesus. Motel standard. This is where Hyoko was staying. She only stayed a few nights, so it doesn't really feel like her room, but I feel a little conflicted.
Oh,
What's
my.
up, Sonia? How did you get in here if the door was locked? Use that to open it. I see. Something happened? No, it's just I'm starting to believe it might be my fault. What do you mean? Oh, Sonia, what have you done now? The moment Hyoko came to this motel, she completely shut herself in this room. She was afraid of the despair disease. She was cautious of you guys too, right?
However,
Her fear of the disease was not the only reason she locked herself in the room. She had another reason. Besides that disease, what other reason would make her lock herself in the room? Her kimono. Yesterday I went to go talk to her. Since she had been in her room for some time, I told her it might be good for her to go outside, but she kept the door to her room locked. But by coincidence, it was not locked at that time. And I saw it. She was crying and struggling with her sash. Aw. Also, little too much thigh, game. She's like 12. I know she's meant to be a high school student, but she looks like a 12-year-old. She did not want to smell bad, so she took a shower, but then she couldn't tie her sash anymore. Mihiru was no longer with us, so I believe she was having trouble with it. She didn't leave her room because she couldn't tie her kimono.
you are right.
Others might have thought it was a silly sash, but it must have been a serious issue for her. Hyoko told me she learned how to tie the sash from Mihiru. Mihiru kindly taught her the basics. That's why she wanted to be able to tie her sash on her own.
Perhaps.
She probably could not forgive herself for not being able to do it, especially since Mihiru taught her. I could not really understand her feelings, which is why I said what I did. What'd you say?
Hyoko, by chance, are you having trouble wearing your kimono?
Stupid! What are you saying? Of course I can do it! Because Mahiru taught me. That's why I can do it on my own.
If that is the case, how about you do it someplace where there is a mirror?
Oh. Alright, I get why you might feel it's your fault. That's definitely not on you, though.
Do you remember the full-length mirror in the storage room at the music venue?
Yep.
If you do it while standing in front of a large mirror, I am confident you will be successful. Also, shutting yourself in your room like this may be bad for your health.
And that was when she kicked me out.
It cannot be.
Could it be Hiyoko remembered that? Are you saying she went to the music venue to wear a kimono? I could see that happening. Hiyoko locked in her room to make sure she make sure she put the key room inside her kimono. I can't imagine that she was abducted by somebody. If so, that's weird. She's constantly struggling with putting on and off her kimono. Why'd she even bother wearing it or trying to wear it? She's the ultimate traditional dancer. It's kind of her thing. How did... also, they drew, like, one outfit for everybody, so she couldn't change clothes. Did you tell anyone about that before the incident, or was that something... Whatever, you read it. I cannot speak out loud. I'm just having mini strokes all the time. I never told this to anyone, and I don't believe anyone was listening in on our conversation. Nobody knew. If that's the case, how did the killer know Hiyoko was going to the music venue? Maybe they didn't plan to kill Hiyoko. I don't know. Maybe something's wrong. Oh. Sony's account was added. Okay. Well, look at the rest of the... What up, Monokuma? Mirror's small and rusty. No one could ever use this. I don't see anything else that looks suspicious. No sign that someone made a mess in her room. I don't think she was forcefully removed. I feel like I couldn't really find anything important.
No.
Bed? I'll check the bed and the trash can, I guess. Lamp! The bed isn't messed up. Also, it doesn't look like she was abducted in her sleep. Okay. Can't check the fridge or the trash can. That's Sonia. The vent? Nope, nothing with the vent. Alright, well. So long, motel. What have you got to say, Fihiko?
Damn right.
Hajime, can you explain it to me again? What happened when we first discovered Ibuki's body? It was the same as when I found it with you guys. Ibuki's body was hanging from the baton landing. However, there was no body discovery announcement made. That's why I went to get you guys. Met up with Chiaki at this motel, and when we got back to the music venue, met with Mikan and me. Then we went back to the music venue. The entrance door wouldn't open for some reason. No choice but to break the door down and discover Hiyoko's body suddenly there too. That's what happened.
Hey.
This is the most important part. When you arrived, who else saw you besides Chiaki? Gundam. Alright, Minomi as well. Didn't you hear me? A body. Body? Yeah. Could it be? Do you intend to spread lies? We already know this. Wearing kimono was Hiyoko's thing. You'd think she'd be better at putting it on, taking it off than she was. When you're a traditional dancer, i.e. a performer, you probably have people do that for you. Ribbons in the back are hard to tie, you know? I probably couldn't do it. Maybe I would have learned by now, but I can believe it's difficult to tie a bow nice and pretty from behind like that. Besides Chike, I also saw Gundam and Minomi.
I see.
So Kazuichi and Sonia didn't appear. Do you think those... Oh yeah, where is Kazuichi? Think those two are suspicious? Oh, Hiyoko was killed between the time you saw Ibuki's body and when we broke the door down. So obviously those two are the most suspicious since they weren't with us. Might be it, but... While we're at it, let me give you my alibi. This morning, the Monokuma announcement woke me up, and I went straight to the hospital. I saw Mikan panicking in front of the hospital. I asked her what's going on. She said Ibuki disappeared. You guys split up and looked for Ibuki, huh?
Oh, yeah.
We were circling the island, came to the motel, and saw you guys there. Did you see anyone else while you circled the island? Went to the movie theater, a street full of machines, looked for Ibuki, but we didn't see anyone. Are you implying I don't have an alibi because I didn't run into anyone? It's unreasonable for you to doubt me. The time that Mikan and I were on our own looking for Ibuki wasn't very long. In that short time, there's no way I could have killed Hiyoko and wrapped her around the pillar with duct tape. True, if I hadn't already figured out that the wallpaper was used to hide her body. I feel like there wasn't enough time to do that after I left the music venue. The fact that Hiyoko was killed and we did discover her body, do you still doubt me? I'm used to it. It's true I've done things that I deserve to be doubted for. So don't worry, even if you doubt me, I don't plan on dismembering you and encasing you in concrete. Thanks, I appreciate it. I want to know in advance what I'd have done to end up like that. Surprise me, actually. Like, once I'm, you know, titty deep in that concrete, explain to me what it is I've done to deserve this fate. Ahem. And I can be like, oh yeah, fair enough. And then kill me. Or free me, you know? As a prank, encase me in some concrete for a while. Like that one dumbass who, it was like a bodybuilder who decided the, correct thing to do would be to, like, encase his legs in concrete, and he had to, like, jackhammer his pelvis out of there. Stupid moron. He had to call his dad who had a jackhammer. It was great.
Hello there.
Oh there, Hajime. I knew you'd come here. That means you noticed it too, right? The case this time is an imitation case, which killer used that movie as their name. Wouldn't know, I haven't watched
I
it.
see.
Ah, you really should watch it.
Hey!
Manager, a customer's here.
Did you call me? What?
Hajime's the customer. Do you have a problem with that?
What are you gonna do?
You said you didn't want to watch it, but I knew you wanted to see it all along. If that's what Tsundere Hajime looks like, then you're really a tough guy. You were so devoted to being a tsundere, you even bought the Monokuma sticker for $1.5 million. You paid $1.5 million for a sticker? I paid $1.5 million to not watch it.
Listen up!
In exchange for not watching the movie, Hajime paid $1.5 million for a Monokuma sticker. That's what we're talking about anyway. Why don't you show Nagito? Stop it. My resistance is in vain. Monokuma reached into my pocket and took the sticker. This one. I'm sorry, I was born stupid. It looks like you're the one saying that, though, based on the sticker. Bought this for $1.5 million? But in the end, he's still gonna watch the movie. Who cares about that? Hurry up and give me the invitation ticket.
Here!
There you go. The Wizard of Minomi, 2.5D. Alright. Already says on the invitation, but it's only effective today at this time. By the way, I can only give away one ticket per person. You only have one chance to watch it for free. I've already stamped today's day on the ticket, so you won't be able to cheat. No, only plan to watch it
Look
once.
forward to it, okay?
I'll go prepare the projection reel. Please wait a bit, okay?
Hey.
About the invitation, I strongly recommend to keep that safe. Why? No reason, I just think think of it as a protective charm. Thursday, 10:04 a.m. I assume that's Thursday. Oh, 13th, 10:04 a.m. Got it. Guess I should wait until Monokuma finishes preparations. So talk to him first.
Impossible.
Can't believe you bought that thing, and you paid 1.5 mil for it. Even you said you should have just settled with the money to get out of seeing the film. Yeah, but that means I would have had to buy that thing, you know? Is it a fact that the kid was killed before the musician? Maybe she was already dead when MC discovered the musician's body and simply tied to the pillar after the MC left to get the others. My theory is that they were both dead. I don't know when they were killed or the order, but the wallpaper that I found and the scrap up in the rafters suggests that somebody was hiding her body to make it look like she hadn't died yet. The killer was hiding in the staff room with the kid's dead body. Simply tying the body to the pillar is much more doable in 10 minutes than killing the kid and tying her to the pillar. Yeah, my theory is the wallpaper covered up her body while she was tied to the pillar, and then when I ran out, the killer came out, ripped the wallpaper down, which is why a bit of it stuck up in the scaffolding or whatever. And, I don't know how they left, or even if they did leave, but managed to seal the room and either left or hid in the staff room until then. Not a clue. You're right, but that means, buy this thing. Leave me alone. Hemp bags are gone, I noticed that. All of them are gone. Item should be on top of the counter. Well, looks like a tote bag made of hemp cloth. That catch your eye, all-purpose hemp bag. Only one person can have it. If the tote bag is gone, that
What's
means...
this?
Were you interested in buying that tote bag?
Too bad.
That's just too bad. I already sold out. Who'd you sell it to?
You're so stupid.
No ad fall for that. There's no ad say something that reveal who the killer is. So the killer bought it. Ah! I remember you said that it was only one because it was a limited item. It's not limited to one, more like limited to one person. What's the difference?
Hey,
When you buy one bag, you get another one free. It's common practice to bait customers with bonus prizes. I wish there was more BOGO. Normally it's buy one, get one 50% off. Or buy two, get one 50% off, which is absolute bullshit. Ridiculous. It should be buy one, get one free. For some reason, hearing you say that pisses me off. Bullet's been added to the Truth Bullet
Well,
section. I should forget that I carelessly made a slip of the tongue.
Now then.
Looks like preparations are complete, so please come to the theater right away.
Can't wait! I can't
This
wait!
is exciting! Cool. Let's watch The Wizard of Monokuma. I apologize for keeping you waiting. World-famous director Monokuma presents a stunning masterpiece that reduced American audiences to tears. Wizard of Monomi, I apologize. 2.5D will be screened shortly. For the title alone, I have a bad feeling. 2.5D sounds so half-ass. It's an actual term in video games, although you don't really see it much these days. It's things like Castle Crashers, or like Golden Axe, where you've got the 3D space that you can move in, but everything is animated on a 2D plane, if that makes any sense. That's commonly referred to as 2.5D.
Now then, please relax and enjoy the film.
This is not... Well, I mean...
Monokuma was born in a remote village full of old people because the death rates outpaced the birth rates.
Not sure that's how that works. Furthermore, I guess this is kind of 2.5D. They're 2D figures, but he can walk in front of people, so it is a 3D space.
One day, Monokuma was swept up by a tornado created by a helicopter gunship during a routine military exercise.
As you do!
And was whisked away to Monomi's country.
Very similar looking country.
Monokuma wanted to return to his homeland so he could go back to pestering the old people for change.
He would too.
So he began his journey to see the wizard Monomi, who was rumored to grant any wish one desires. Along the way, he met a very loyal group of friends. Monokuma met a Monomi scarecrow who was missing a brain. When he recommended that she commit suicide,
Seems extreme.
the
Wow.
Monomi scarecrow hanged herself and died.
Alright. I guess it didn't occur to me that that was the killings. I assumed we'd, like, come across killings, not that.
He also met a Monomi lion who was missing her courage, so he pumped her full of arrows.
Tied to a tree.
He also met a Monomi tin man who was missing a heart, so Monokuma sliced her into lumps of iron.
Glad we're skipping that one. Be perfectly
After a lot
honest.
of other stuff happened, Monokuma finally reached the wizard Monomi, the great and powerful. Eventually, one thing led to another, and he started beating the crap out of Monomi. And in the end, he somehow usurped the kingdom from her.
Ugh. What a charming story.
With this, Monokuma enslaved the old people, took their pensions, and lived the rest of his days in luxury. And he lived happily ever after. The end.
Was that last part a reference to the game's prologue? Oh, it might have been. Might have been. I thought him wearing the crown was a reference to Junko in the first game. On the rare occasions that when she was having a fucking psychotic breakdown, she turned into like a queen voice, which by the way, was the best Junko. The fucking haughty royal one was such a treat. That and the angry sweary one. Didn't care for the librarian or the teacher one or whatever. That said, I don't think Mon Ami is still above suspicion for what is written on that wall. This movie sucks. Somebody wrote this movie sucks on the wall. Movies are the best. That drama was moving. That drama was so moving that I needed 2 boxes of tissues, 1 for each hand.
So...
Let's meet again after the class trial. I'm too disgusted to even let out a sigh of relief. I don't think that's worth paying $1.5 million to not watch, but I'd probably pay like $10 to not watch that again. How was it? Actually, I don't even have to ask. I totally expected your reaction. That was honestly the worst movie I've ever seen. Is it okay to even call that a movie? Thanks to that movie, you now know, right? Yeah, just like you said, the characters who were killed in the movie match the victim's case. Yeah. There's even a Monomi face on the one that hanged himself, if you count that bag. Ibuki's death, I meant the part about him beating the crap out of Monokuma Wizard. Oh, I thought you were talking about how he usurped the country. It was a reference to how, like, he took over this island. Ahem. I mean, both could be true, but yeah, I think that's what you're referring to. Or, yeah, I think that might be a reference to this. Or acknowledging the prologue here. Not just that, Hyoko's suspended body matched the lion's death. Would have been a complete imitation if the killer had killed 3 people, but it seems that wasn't possible. Perhaps Killer's upset about that right now. Killer's main goal was just an imitation murder, then they should be upset about it. But I'm not sure that's even true. What a terrible, terrible movie. 2.5D in the loosest definition of the sense. Fun fact, kids, in 2 dimensions, you can't have a mouth hole and a butthole. You can only have one. Check the hospital now. Ah. Well, we found soda.
Well?
I feel like I haven't been here in a while, even though it's only been a few days. Great insight, Chiaki. Are you you prepared the surveillance camera unit?
Hey.
Yeah, so didn't make any weird modifications or anything. It's not like I'm suspicious or anything. Didn't you get this from the shady-looking alleyway where all the machines are lined up? Yeah, I tweaked it a bit. Then, if there are other surveillance camera units, wouldn't it be possible to transmit a signal to the hospital from those cameras too? No, that's impossible. Walking and running mechanic is super weird. It's an odd one. Originally, surveillance cameras and surveillance monitors are only used as part of the same unit. The video that was filmed with the hospital camera can only be viewed at the hospital monitor. Video that was filmed at the music venue can only be viewed with the music venue monitor. But I left it like that. If I left it like that, we wouldn't have been able to communicate, so I decided to swap the cameras. That's so you guys are able to view the camera footage from the music venue and vice versa. However, each surveillance camera unit manages its own broadcast based on a specific number. So even if you bring the same model camera or monitor, you won't be able to interfere with the signal. Meaning, even if another camera exists, it'd be impossible to broadcast with it. I didn't swap the cameras. I modified them and increased the wireless range. If I hadn't done that, we wouldn't have been able to use it. You're right, you did work on that. Yeah, that's right. I remember that aspect of it. Alright, I'll investigate the lobby first. As long as the music venue surveillance camera unit is destroyed, it's impossible to broadcast with it. It's weirder in V3, you have 3D walking environment. When you say 3D walking environment, do you mean like the first game, where it's back to first person and it's kind of laid out like that? Almost like Doom or Duke Nukem? There's something I want to ask you. You first discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue, right? Why'd you go to the music venue? You had a reason for that. Did you see something with the camera?
That's right.
Oh yeah, I also wanted to ask about that. It'd be different if the surveillance unit could be recorded, but it's only good for household function.
Hey.
Tell me, Hajime. Yeah, that's it. I saw a strange video on the surveillance camera. A rather dark scene. It showed the music venue. There was a black curtain hanging as there is there now. The whole display was pretty dark because they were using candlelight. The rope hanging from the ceiling, and beneath that, there was a stepladder on the floor. And right away, A person wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head appeared. I don't know who it was because their face was covered, but now I know it must have been Ibuki. She walked up to the stepladder and without any hesitation, she climbed onto the stepladder of her own free will, and then she grabbed the rope, and that's all I saw. Candle being used must have been snuffed out or something because of it. The screen went dark all of a sudden, and I wasn't displaying anything anymore. Man. If the candlelight goes out, obviously nothing will show up. Modern surveillance cameras have infrared functions, so things will show up in the dark. The ones I got had a really old monitor. Hold on.
Well?
At that time, you said you didn't know the person wearing the bag was Ibuki, right? Yeah. You know it was her, but you said she was trying to hang herself. Rushed over to the music venue to stop her. I didn't make it in time.
Hey.
If she climbed the stepladder on her own, does that mean she committed suicide? Wouldn't that mean she's her own killer? Ibuki committed suicide. What do you think, Chiaki? There's no doubt Ibuki climbed the stepladder on her own, yeah? If so... Don't think about it for so long. If you don't know, just be honest about it. Of course she doesn't. There's no way we'd be able to figure that one out so easily. She's so pouty. Oh yeah, I need to investigate the conference room on the second floor. I'm headed there now. She ran away all of a sudden. Oh, the conference room. Why would she mention the conference room? What chapter? Well, EMectionless Matt. This is chapter 3. Right, my face is covering it in the corner there. Ibuki and Hiyoko have been found dead. We're currently investigating the hospital. Did she seem a little upset? It occurs to me that when you ask what chapter, you may not know what happens in that chapter, so I might have just spoiled something. Super sorry about that. I'm lying. Akane died, or did she? Yeah, it's chapter 3. No, I know what happened. Oh, okay, cool. Phew. Dodge that bullet. Finally getting back to my normal self. Hajime, help me with my recovery. You can touch my boobs if you win. Kind of more important right now, okay? No thanks. She's bearable when she's quiet. It'd be much better if she was still feeling the after effects. She'd beat me up if I said that loud. Why are you here?
Hey!
Well, I've never been sick or hurt before, so I have no idea. Hospital gowns are comfy. I was thinking I might want to keep wearing one. Go for it. Don't tell me you want to wear a gown from now on. That's the idea, but it looks like they're out of stock. Looks like they use one gown for each patient's room, so I think there'd be more than empty rooms, but there weren't any gowns. That's right. Ibuki died wearing one, so the only one left is the one Nagito was wearing. What about yours? I have no choice, then I should use Nagito's. It's unisex size, so I'll probably be able to fit in it. What happened to your damn robe? Yeah, what the hell happened to that? The one I already wore? That's gross. Wearing clothes someone else is wearing is grosser. No time to dilly-dally. Dilly-dally. I totally left Mikon back at the music venue. Gotta go back. Right. Anyway. I'm in V3. Nagito is pronounced Nagito. Look. I'm bad with names, alright? I can barely remember my own name. I'm gonna mispronounce names. It'd be easier for everyone right now if we just stop trying to correct my pronunciation. As long as we all know who I'm talking about, it's not an issue. We got a staff room and a conference room. Very elegantly advertised. I heard 3 is a bit weirder than this one. Is that true? Yeah, I'm told that, like, 2 is generally considered the fan favorite. And then 1 and 3 are pretty debated on which one's second best. But 3 often gets credit for being really weird. What's this? It's pitch black. I can't see anything. Where's the switch? Don't turn it on. Huh? Chiaki, are you there?
Yes.
Turn on the light. It's going to be fully exposed. It'd be embarrassing. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but I like it. I mean, all the games are a bit weird, but to be weird for this series, I'm intrigued by that. What's fully exposed? Hajime, if you poke out your eyes, you can turn on the lights. Are you naked in the conference room? And if so, why? What are you going to do? Are you going to poke them out? I'm not poking out my eyes.
Aww.
Bummer. Troll fail. Alright. No sooner did you finish saying that, and I heard the dry sounds of curtain being drawn. There was a flash of intense light that stung my eyes a little. A follower! EMectionless Matt, thank you, you shrewd negotiator, you. Okay, well, she's not naked. That's good. Although, what the fuck's the embarrassing part? And I saw Chiaki had finished opening the curtains that was covering the window.
Hey.
Were you surprised? I don't get it.
Well?
I got it. Got what?
See?
The curtains in this conference room are designed to completely block a light. There's a projector here, so they were probably careful about shining light through. The X in my name stands for an O. Okay. Very different sides of the keyboard there, emotionless Matt, but you know what? I won't question it. We've all had Xbox Live gamer tag phases where we throw X's into our name. No judgment. Probably careful about shining light through here. A black curtain that blocks light is also long enough to reach the floor. It's perfect. Very similar to the one at the music room. Could someone have come up here, staged the hanging, and then let me go and find Ibuki, and then even further later let me find Hiyoko? Possibly. But at the same time, how did they smash the camera then? Because it was smashed at the venue, and they would have had to have recorded it here. Unless it's not broken yet. What if they went to the shitty alleyway, found one, smashed it in the music venue, brought the real one back here, and filmed themselves pretending to be Ibuki and hanging themselves? I still don't know who would have done that, but it's possible. Also, it means everyone's a suspect. There's enough time where anyone could have done it. Theory time. Killer streamed hanging from here, and both musician and kid were already dead when the MC saw the stream. Yep, that's my theory. Black curtain that blocks light is... also have no idea how the wallpaper and the sealed door come into play. A black light-blocking curtain. That's why it's so dark. So, is something wrong with this? I'm still in the middle of investigating, so it's a secret. Yeah, she's upset. But what was that all about? A bit about being embarrassed. And if I look and troll fail.
Nope.
I just wanted to mess with you. Yeah, she's upset. Why is she acting childish? Guess I'm done investigating the hospital. Should I move to a different place? I'm guessing Am I done already? Barely been here an hour.
Hello! How's
Just remembered who it
everybody
is, and now
doing?
I'm sad.
It's me, Monokuma!
Avoid
Yay!
spoilers.
Awesome!
Avoid spoilers as much as you can. Unless, you know, I've already done... Like, you can talk about the Pecco case all you want. I've already figured that one out.
The class trial's gonna start, you know.
Anything from the first game is fine. Just avoid the, avoid spoiling this game.
So, make sure you guys come to Monokuma Rock ASAP!
Didn't think,
I'll see you soon!
Didn't think we'd only have that. It feels like a short investigation. I won't spoil. Good. It's already time. So this again. I need to get to that place. Now's not the time to be a coward. The reason Ibuki and Hiyoko became victims, in order to find the truth, the only thing I can do is go. So, well, first of all, Chiaki is not going to be investigating for very much longer. I'm still investigating. Secondly, my theory about who's above suspicion is gone, with the exception of I'm obviously still above suspicion because I didn't do anything. And Nekumara, because he's, you know, indisposed currently. I don't think he's really capable of pulling something like this off. So those are the only two people that are above suspicion. Gundam no longer has an alibi. Fuyuhiko no longer has an alibi. Mikan no longer has an alibi. Chiaki no longer has an alibi. Is Killer's id gonna give us a big... ID, sorry, not id. Gonna give us a big sad? I mean, I don't want any of these people to die or be killers, so I think no matter who it is, it's gonna give us a big sad. There's people I'd be more sad about than others, but no, I'm gonna be upset no matter who the murderer is here. Everyone who heard the announcement gathered in front of the rock. And soon enough.
Welcome!
Is everybody here? Do you guys want to go to the class trial? Hold it right there, jerk.
Monomy's such a dumb child.
Dumb child. I love the way he says that. Don't get in my way. You're just a dumb little sister who was short a few brain cells. My brain works just fine.
Hey!
Monokuma, what did you do with Nekomaru? I see. So you come to avenge him. Avenge? It sounds like he died. Sounds like you say. Oops.
Anyway.
Since Nekomaru is unfortunately unavailable today, let's just say he's absent.
Bye-bye.
Now then, I gotta go first.
I won't let you.
Well,
Hey, hey!
did you already said?
Huh?
Don't worry about it. There's no way Nekomaru is dead. He's just trying to piss us off.
Damn it!
Of course he's not dead. There's no way. Not in a million years.
Well-
Man took a bazooka to the chest, alright? Definitely a way in a million years. More importantly, it's best we worry about ourselves for now. If something happens here, every one of us except Nekomaru will die. Why are you so excited about that?
How about it?
Who knows? Maybe I'm just looking forward to seeing poetic justice prevail.
What do you yearn?
What are you saying, fiend? You'll find out soon enough. Is Nekomaru the killer? No, he can't be. There's no way. Let's go.
Do it!
Let's hurry up and get this over with. Yeah, you're right. Alright. To Monokuma Rock. Silhouettes, can't turn back now, press forward, blah 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 blah. We've seen it a million times. Everyone inside Monokuma Rock? Who's waifu? A lot of people in this chat go for Ibuki, so you know, already some sad there. Me personally, I like Chiaki. Or Chiaki. Perfectly honest, I could manage without Gundam, Pinky, or Hope-obsessed weirdo. Some token Spiral Power! I love Chiaki. Yeah, Chiaki's great. In terms of husbandos, I like Fuyuhiko. Spiral, it's been too long, Spiral. You missed... If you haven't been talking in chat, you might have seen some shit, but hey, if you haven't been talking in chat for a while, so I'm gonna assume you missed like the first half of this game. We're in chapter 3. Out of, I assume, several. As we stood there trying to figure out what to say to each other, the elevator descended deeper and deeper. How have you been? I mean, I moved, so that was fun. Got an email today saying my rent payment didn't go through because of the bank account I used, so I had to switch accounts. No idea why, but that was super annoying. Way to inform me a week later, renting company. But yeah, no, new setup, Spiral, because I'm in a house. That's nice. Yeah, it's nice for the most part. It's a lot more space, so I appreciate it. Meanwhile, murders have been happening in-game. Elevator doors opened slowly, almost tantalizingly so. Light poured through the other side, eroding the boundaries of darkness. As I walked into that place... My life feels pretty toothless with all these empty seats. 2 people got killed at the same time, and Nekomaru's not here either. Is Nekomaru really not participating? If he's alive, you should invite him.
No.
Why bother? Oh cool, finally your own place. I mean, I always had my own place, but now it's, instead of one bedroom, one just sort of big room next to it that I had to share with my fiance, it's an actual proper townhouse, and we have like offices and whatnot.
Well now.
Let's begin! Beginning of the long-awaited class trial. I mean, I'm gonna assume it's not Nekomaru purely because there's literally no evidence that would suggest otherwise. I've been liking the game. It's good so far. I like it a bit more than the first one. I feel like the characters are more interesting and more entertaining overall. Ibuki Miyoda, the ultimate musician. She was really loud and she was the mood maker of our group. When I was with her, all of my pain and suffering seemed to melt away, except for this one headache I occasionally got. When she said things like good nom nom nomming. Ugh. Titty Typhoon. Ah yes, the bar named Titty Typhoon. A questionable decision, but you know what? Fair enough. The ultimate traditional dancer, Hiyoko Stevens. Just from looking at her adorable face, you'd never know she was actually selfish and foul-mouthed. I like this cast more too. Hajime is less of a doormat than Naegi. Yeah, no, Makoto's a fucking dumbass. Whereas Hajime is like an actual intelligent person who has some urgency and like does things independent of other people just being like, do the thing, Makoto, get out of my face. And he's like, I guess I gotta do it. Hajime's like, I think I'll go and do that thing. And other people are like, hey, where are you going? To do the thing. Oh, good idea, Hajime. Frickin' Makoto. Do not miss him. It would be hilarious if instead of Byakuya, it was Fat Makoto and he was the first one to die. That would be very funny to me. Shame about Byakuya, though. I liked Byakuya in this game. She was trying to change herself. She was desperately trying to come to terms with Mihiru's death. Yeah, honestly, you say... I think Celeste in the chat earlier was saying... originally, the script called for Fuyuhiko to die here, but the writers decided against it because it would make Pekko's death feel very hollow. They kind of still did that with Hiyoko. Like, I get that you kill Hiyoko. She's not a popular character. But, like, right after she's starting to have a turnaround and come to terms with Mihiru's death, very brutally killing her seemed a bit, harsh. Definitely can't believe it. I suppose it's better than just making her the killer arbitrarily. Whether I believe it or not is irrelevant. Yeesh. It's a swerve. Fuyuhiko's my favorite character. Yeah, I love Fuyuhiko. Normally I prefer the laid-back characters, but Fuyuhiko has like an arc to him, so that makes him one of the more interesting ones. That's why I must find out, no matter the cost, for our sake, for our friends' sake, for Ibuki and Hiyoko's sake. And so, the curtain on the third-class trial was to open. Life-threatening, blah, 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 hope and despair. Titty Typhoon, it seems like Titty Twister's more tame younger sister. Yeah. Titty Twister, by the way, being a reference to Dusk Till Dawn. A very good Robert Rodriguez film. Also, I like Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon quite a bit, which was a super roller coaster of emotions. Yeah, Yakuza 7 was fucking wild. Honestly, I like Fuyuhiko a lot more than Byakuya as far as abrasive characters. Yeah, no. I think Byakuya came around a lot in 2. I think he was a much more interesting character who had clearly learned from the first game. I feel like it was a bit of a waste to kill him right away. But in terms of abrasion, definitely prefer... I have skills unlocked! What? Oh, okay, there we go. I was gonna say, what the hell are you doing? I bought skills. And moonsault. You gotta have the moonsault. Anyway, even before the character devs sets... The character dev sets in, Fuyuhiko was abrasive, but never to a stupid degree. Yeah, that was the change. And they kept a degree of Byakuya's, abrasion and, like, sort of holier-than-thou snootiness for this, I want to say what I can now, because I'm going to be quiet for quite a bit here as they start talking. Yeah, no, they kept his character similar enough that you could easily recognize him more than just cosmetically as Byakuya, but clearly, like, showed that he had changed since the events of the first game, which I thought was very well done. It was just a waste to kill him so quickly. I get it, you don't want to wallow in the first game too much, but...
Let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your
We know how it
argument.
works.
If you vote correct, I'll punish everyone beside. Oh well, who cares about this
Thank
boring
you.
explanation? Let's get on with it already.
I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out.
I kinda do.
You know, because I was asleep the whole time.
There was that, yeah.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
But Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Alright, that's a bit rude.
Empty head? Huh. What's wrong with that? Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
Yeah, I don't really think her voice matches the face right now. She seems like she'd be angry and screaming that. Also, that's not a good point.
Anyway,
Yeah,
we shouldn't proceed with
moving
the
on.
trial if those two can't participate in the arguments.
Moving right along.
Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Then, let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease.
So right away, you can use that scene right there to highlight why I think this game and Hajime is better than Makoto in the first game. In the first game, everyone was like, even Kyoko and Byakuya would be like, well, somebody should explain it. We're waiting, Makoto. And Makoto would be like, I wonder if I should explain it. This game, Chiaki is like, he was the first one there, so he should do it. And Hajime is like, good point, let's continue. It's like, these are actually intelligent people. Pretty sure being empty-headed doesn't work that way. He has more personal agency. Not only does he have more personal agency, the characters around him don't just automatically assume he's the most important guy in the room. It really came off that way in the first game. Like, you're the protagonist, so you have to do this. We're waiting on you to make these conclusions. Whereas I'm an active participant and we all have to work together. I just, am part of that.
The hospital team consisted of Nagito,
Much better.
Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
The other 5 on the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko.
It is really weird that one from each group got killed, though. It doesn't... Fork and Knife X, I saw it again.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the
If you had
incident
to murder
happened.
someone, who would it be? Terror. If you mean someone who's still alive, Soda, I guess? Gundam, yeah. Arg doesn't care for Gundam.
Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from
I
the
didn't
symptoms.
choose easily. The guy's alright. But I was thinking, like, it was really down to Nekomara, Soda, or Gundam, and I was like, Nekomara is a huge dude. I don't think I could kill him. Gundam's at least entertaining. Soda's is alright. There's nothing really special about him other than that he really wants to hook up with Sonya, but you need more than that, buddy. Maybe he will have more than that, unless he, dies here. In case if he has legitimate self-esteem issues and established character hurdle for him. I mean, hey, we'll see. Right now, I don't really get that vibe.
We immediately headed over to the hospital.
Just that he
and
really
after we
wants to hook
confirmed
up with
his recovery,
Sonya.
I made Mikan rest in the on-call room, since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
The bag is the other issue. That actually puts a hole in the whole streaming theory, doesn't it? Because only one exists? What did he say about the bag? It's like one per person, but it's a one-of-a-kind item. So how would the bag have been upstairs being streamed while also being in the music venue? And God, I wish I had looked for a ladder while I was in the boardroom. Damn it. I don't like Mikan because she has too many fan service moments. You missed it. There's a character in the third game who I think does the doormat thing better than Makoto. We'll see when I get to the third game. And yeah, I like Mikan because she's like the small, adorable thing I feel I have to protect. I do wish they'd knock off the fan servicey bits with her, though.
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story! And then what did you do, Hajime?
Of all the characters to have fan service for, they keep having them for Mikan, and it seems like I could have gone in and perved on Mahiru and Hyoko, which... Mahiro, alright, I guess, and if you really want fan service, that's an option. Hyoko's way too young looking. Mikan's a weird choice. Akane's right there. If you're gonna have fan service, have it be Akane. You've drawn this character, you might as well go full fan service. No, not just one exists. Monokuma said that one person could have their own bag, but if you buy the bag, you get another for free. Oh, okay. I'm not saying I want to see fan service of Akane, although I wouldn't mind it, to be fair. But if you're gonna do fan service out of the entire cast, you might as well use, well, Nekomaru, but they are. You've seen that bulge. But you might as well, if you're gonna use the women, Akane's right there! Just have her be the fan service. Why has it got to be Mikan and Hyoko, of all people?
I tried to stop them, of course. I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue. But it was too late. By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling. I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
I stand alone.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue. And unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there. At least, that's what I thought. But the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
Gundam!
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then I noticed Ibuki was gone. So I sprinted out of the hospital. Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko. So I fled with him in various ways to see if he could help me out.
Various ways?
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared,
Dark Devas of
I was the
Destruction.
person wearing the hemp bag.
Gundam's voice is great, and as much as I don't care for Teru, his voice actor fucking nailed it. That guy had a great voice.
So I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the four of us broke down the door. And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body.
Accent, yeah.
We also found Hyoko's.
He reminds me of, this is a weird Dark Flame, what's up? We're in the middle of a class trial for, if you can believe it, Hyoko and Ibuki. He reminds me, this is a weird reference, but, there's an episode of Samurai Jack, the first one with the Scotsman. They have, like, these Cajun Bayou-esque bounty hunters coming after them while they're handcuffed together. And one of them just sounds like he's clearly got a Cajun accent, but you can't understand a word he's saying. It reminded me of that upon rewatching it.
And not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
I remember that episode.
That's when we
yeah,
got
it's...
a body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
I don't remember shit about that episode for the most part, except there's a big-ass bridge in it. The fucking... I remember, he's like this... He looks like a sheriff. He's got a hat and a badge and big old hog chin with stubbles of hair. I just remember him with a shotgun going... Remember that really clearly. And the bridge. There was a big old bridge scene. The bridge. I was spoiled for every murder in the third game. That's a shame, Emotionless Matt.
And so we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
I don't know shit about the third game except Monokumo's in it.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
And Minomi's not. It was confirmed to me that Minomi does not make an appearance in the third game. Except in, like, the extra endless mode thing.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
Well, I mean, you know the part about where I ran to got, Chiaki, because she can vouch for that. Huh.
Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. And the story I just heard is clearly suspicious. Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video, and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
Hate to admit it, but he raises a point. Don't spoil us. Unironically favorite character in 2. This guy? I mean, if you say so, he's freaking weird to me.
Lie? Why would I lie?
Obviously. So you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Sick Al Gore reference!
Do you doubt me?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it. Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
Gah. It's just as Kazuichi said, Nagito's the kind of guy who will confuse us and make matters worse. I shouldn't have explained it to Nagito. I'm only in trouble now thanks to that. Surely you can be like, alright, he's clearly trying to confuse us. Moving on. Prove I'm not the killer. So what do I want? Scrap of paper, surveillance camera, movie, invitation. Oh, right. Actually, that is a really good point.
Hajime's testimony
It's an
is
imitation
clearly
killing
suspicious.
that I didn't know the movie for.
Testimony is a lie. Then the fact that Ibuki hung herself.
Hanged is absolutely
That would
hanged.
also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime is the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously, because he's the killer.
Say something about how it's
Did
copied.
Hajime kill both of them?
Ugh.
The fact that the bodies were imitated.
There it is. Get the hell out of here.
No, that's wrong.
Too bad about the cat. Oh, having fun. My cat is sick and have to give to.
I mean, there's no way I'd be able to
give my
imitate that
midnight
movie.
liquid meds all week. Oh, that's a shame. Sorry, Dark Flame. I completely missed that message as well.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
Huh?
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that. Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it.
I mean, I could have, but it seems unlikely.
Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of
Also,
course no one did,
I should
right?
not point that out, being I'm the one on trial here.
Hold on a sec. You're the one who brought this up in the first place.
Nagito, what are you doing?
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation. It also provides a good warm-up.
What warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
Don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important. Especially since this isn't a game.
What a waste of time. Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway.
Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments.
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
In theory.
Yeah, I'm positive.
Are you?
Then that seals it. Ibuki committed suicide.
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide ain't possible, huh?
Boy, I wonder if it threw a wrench in whoever the killer's plan is that I found the scene of the crime before the wallpaper was removed. Because if I hadn't, it seems like we could have pinned it on Ibuki. She cut Hiyoko's throat and then hanged herself. Fact of the matter is, that's not an option.
Like I said before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is.
For a new
killer
gaming
murdered
chair, not
Hiyoko
to mention
while
new mattress
Hajime was
for my
gone.
futon. Thanks for the worries, though. I mean, I like this gaming chair. It says Respawn on it, so I assume that's what that one is. As far as mattresses go, I'm 6'6". That's 2 meters for those of you that use metric systems. So not a lot of mattresses fit me, so I'm not a lot of help there. Hajime committing murder, imitating the movie without seeing it or anybody telling him what it's about would be biggest coincidence ever. Yeah, no, that would be crazy coincidental.
So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
Then let's ask Hajime.
What an alibi,
How
though.
long would you say you were away from the music venue?
I couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
I appreciate Fuyuhiko's actually, like, contributing to the class trials now instead of just, you know, kind of being an annoying background argumentative little prick over there.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right? If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Can I, real quick? I wonder, because I have work later today, I want to make sure, alright, I can save in the middle of a trial. I want to beat this trial,
Means, when we broke down the venue
but I
door,
might not be able to because I have
the
work
killer
later.
was still inside.
They were?
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time.
It would seem that way.
And that's you two, Sonia and Kazuichi.
Me too?
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
The others all have alibis. Chiaki,
Trial one's
Mikan,
wrong.
Hajime,
Alright, well.
and I all broke down the venue door together.
Be concluding this trial on Friday, I guess, then, since if it runs that long.
Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that.
Because I got work later today, there's nothing I can do.
And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru.
Pretty sure he does, actually.
Me too!
Hey, why are you talking like... Huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Please stop making bad jokes.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall! Is this his professional skill?
The killer was inside the music venue. Fihiko obviously thinks so, but is it really that? No, I don't think it is, actually. Motel room key, scrap of paper, stepladder, semi-transparent glob, surveillance monitor video, probably that one.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
Are the other ones?
It seems they were trying to stall for
it's
time.
those.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they looked like they had just rushed over.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Huh. I didn't really see a part where my bullets. That person's remark contradicts the truth. Oh, well, alright, never mind. Never mind then. I'm glad I did not play this game. Pretty sure backing people to the wall is part of Yakuza.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside,
scrap of paper.
they tried to keep us from getting in.
What would I
It seems they were
here?
trying to stall for time.
They did lock it and kept
did
us
they
from
lock
getting
the door?
in. Maybe the stall for time doesn't work.
That door should not have had a lock.
Didn't.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly
So they
After
look like
broken
I've seen this in
drumstick, there's
serial crime
nothing.
dramas.
Huh.
the killer was still inside the music venue.
I don't really see what I agree or disagree
By
with
locking
here.
the door from the inside,
Yeah, I agree with that.
they tried to keep us from getting in.
I
It
agree with
seems
that.
they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door?
It's a hard maybe.
That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
Agree with the drumstick.
You
Yeah,
can
it all
use that
sounds
as a bolt
reasonable.
to
Is
lock
the
the
thing.
door.
Let me see my evidence again. Blood on the soles, rope for the hanging, motel room key, scrap of paper, curtains, stepladder, candle, surveillance camera unit. Smashed to pieces no longer works. Temperature, smudge, glob. Strange glob was stuck where both music venue doors touched each other. Follower! Hot Pocket! Excellent name. Following. Thank you, you shrewd negotiator, you. I'm having my brain fried because I can't figure out what the hell they want me to say here. Wouldn't have been that. So the person... Use. Goes account. Sonia's account. Movie invitation, Monokuma, wizard. Gotta go to work. See you, Spiral Power. You have epilepsy. Ooh, sorry. Hope, leave you with this though, yeah. Hope it's not too bad watching on stream. I have no idea what they want from me in this. Turbidity of the
Waited
world.
till we
That's
gathered
not a
together.
word. Turbidity.
And suddenly appeared.
So they looked like they had just...
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Person's remark contradicts the truth. Prove that with my evidence. Is it the goo? The only thing I can think of is the goo, because that has to do with the lock. So the question is, where did the goo come from, I guess?
The killer was still inside the music venue. by
Glob.
locking the door from the inside. They tried
My
to
bad.
keep us from
I
getting
meant
in.
to silence it. Leave it this though.
Seems they were trying
Hey,
to stall for time.
was that a
How
sub?
did they lock
Hold
the
on, did
door?
you sub and I not notice it? I mean, it says you're first and you've got the emote, but my feed doesn't say you subbed, so who knows? But you've got the first. That doesn't make any sense.
That door should not have had a lock.
I don't know why that first is there. It's super annoying.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broke?
You can use that as a by doing that. Waited till we get, and suddenly it.
So they look like.
Like, I made
Those
channel
things
badges
in
for
crime
people who are
dramas.
subbed to me, yet it keeps having that stupid first over there, which I don't get at all. Why does it do
The
that?
killer was still inside the music by locking the door from the inside.
I'm trying to shoot, I wonder, damn it. Okay, yeah, it was the
No,
glove.
that's wrong.
I picked that because there was nothing else it could have been, but I don't really...
Wait a second. There's also a possibility that the door was locked from the outside.
It did occur to me that maybe the glob was, like, applied to it by the outside of the door, but I feel like we would have noticed that. I have to laugh at some people who are such fanboys of games with lots of strobing and beg me to buy a game. Yeah, no, epilepsy warnings,
Outside.
no joke.
There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
Semi-transparent glob. Like rubber, maybe?
I assume they mean rubber cement. It wasn't rubber at all. The glob was probably rubber! Aha! It was definitely rubber. They melt the rubber before they used it? Might believe a specialized appliance would be necessary. Damn! Right, yeah, whoops, my bad. Glue, I suppose. Or gummy? Oh, it might be gummy. Because it was heated. Gummy? Nope. Gummy. Now's not the time to joke around. Why'd you have to mention gummies? It made me remember that. Gummy was a legitimate guess. It might have been like a green gummy that melted in the heat. I don't know. Alright, so it's clearly glue then.
That semi-transparent glob must have been glue.
Glue?
Yeah, I think so too. It had a firm, gel-like chewiness. And I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth. Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
Shouldn't have put it in your mouth.
I didn't know glue was edible. I believe it is not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas
Good
where
contribution.
both doors touched.
Strobing is, but I get the gist. It's like a strobe light, flashing.
By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know? That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so?
I mean, if you jam it in the door and then it breaks, it's gonna be there, so...
It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose? Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Apologize to Miss Sonia and me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
Good caveat.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
Not true. If you reference what I said earlier in this video, right at the very beginning, there's a current quarrel happening not that far north of me, in a particular country's capital. Not both sides are to blame, it's just one side.
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue,
That side
the
is
killer
full of
murdered
lunatics.
Hiyoko and created a closed space.
Violent, deranged lunatics.
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
Earlier.
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
Motioned my door. Well, thank you, Ring. I'm gonna assume a package was delivered.
And when you went back with everyone else, Kyoko's body was there too, right? But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time. What?
Just revealed?
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
That scrap was stuck on the baton lighting in the music venue. Now, I should be able to figure out what it is. That's the wallpaper. Oh, is this Hangman? God damn it! He made a good point about cutting stomach open. Good for him. Yep. Well, I mean, it's wallpaper, right? So... I'm just gonna save that one for when I need the E. My bad. Okay, well, this is embarrassing. Oh god, the A was busted. Hate this stupid fucking minigame! Ugh. So bad. Improved Hangman, they say. Awful. Strobing here, yay. Sorry about it. Hopefully, if you like lower the brightness on your monitor or whatever you're watching on,
in the storage room?
that handles it. I confess I don't know a lot about strobing, so I don't know if that'll work or not. It's sort of a hopeful bit.
In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap. There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper.
Some sunglasses, maybe? I actually have had some friends where it helps there.
You're right. If you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting, the tear in the wallpaper. See?
7-9, what's up? And yes, we're currently working on bringing Ibuki's killer to justice. It's okay, I just watch a chat. That's fair.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hyoko's body disappearing?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that. But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
Scrap of paper stuck to the baton light was part of the wallpaper I found in the storage room. It's connected to the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body. If I trace that back from there, the answer should become clear. Let's give this a try. Now, which minigame is it? Ah, logic drive. Or dive, rather. Alright! Sonic bonus minigame! Down breaks, spaces jump. Whee! Yo, heh. So many logic points I need to make. Question 1. Hold on. Why did Hyoko's body suddenly appear at the crime scene? It was hidden! Yeah. Someone described this minigame as not bad, but very out of place, and I kind of get what they mean by that. Like, the others are... The others are all kind of, you know, semi-logic based, or like rhythm and timing based. This one is just clearly the Sonic 2 bonus minigame. What did the killer use to hide her body? The wallpaper! Whew. Getting narrow up in here. Yeep. 3. How did the killer hide the body with the wallpaper? They covered the they formed an entire wall. That's not how wallpaper works. They clearly just covered the pillar. The moves! I imagine this probably isn't good for strobing either. Is that Eric Andre? Who is that? Tryhard. Got it. Okay.
It's all coming together.
It looked like Eric Andre, by which I mean it looked like the main character of Yakuza 7.
Got it. Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
What? They hid the pillar?
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar. So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Hyoko's body was already there. However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
They hid the pillar with a slightly larger pillar. Yes, the Fiend's master, or what, ultimate architecture.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar. So using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
You'd still, I mean, in this graphic you would notice what's going on. I can totally believe that in this scene you're more focused on the hanging body than, you know, the pillar, so.
The reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music room.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper. And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
The killer must have been in a hurry. Their plan took too long. Hajime could have walked in on them.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
It is both those things.
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Then
I
when was
suppose?
Hyoko actually killed?
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
If that's his masterpiece, not a promising future career ahead of him.
Hey! Don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
I don't eat mothballs. I just enjoy looking at them.
Moss balls, huh? Ahem. As you say, hide a tree in a forest. Same principle applies here, except the tree is a pillar and the dead body tied to it in a forest is a slightly bigger pillar.
I knew it.
It's true.
There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie.
Why did everyone see this but me?
Not just that, but Hyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted. Emphasize every possible syllable.
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
The reason the killer imitated 2 victims in the movie. They liked the movie, hide the weapon, let the accomplice escape, mix up the killing order.
I see.
The reason the killer imitated 2 of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Then Hyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean? If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
How noble of you.
I'm not even crying.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
Jerk!
Is this, we can't use Pog anymore, so you're just gonna fucking throw every face you can at me now?
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
Even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Everything else, yes.
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed. That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How light. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Man, he's being annoying again.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed.
Yeah, because there's blood on the shoes. Moving on.
How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because there's blood on her shoes. Moving on.
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
You're one to talk.
It's true. Sick own. Excuse me. Sick own there, Kazuichi. This continues, we're just gonna talk in circles. I think it's best we clarify Ibuki's status when Hiyoko was killed. Ibuki's status when she was killed. Make the argument. Alright. Blood on shoes. It's the blood on the shoes.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
Her feet.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Feet.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
Surely that would be where I shoot the blood in the shoes, right? Or maybe I agree with her by stealing that bullet.
But she was like sitting or something. So instead, there'd be a mark on her ass.
Weak, I say!
That one I agree with.
It doesn't even pierce my heart.
Nagito's the feet expert. Is he? If you say so. Oh yeah, he is. He drew all the shoes.
When Hiyoko died,
Not even in a
Ibuki's
creepy
feet
way.
were on-
He's
telling you to
definitely
present your
Did
the
you see
feet
her
expert.
walking?
If her feet were on, was there any sign she stepped on something?
Oh wait, I can't steal those bullets.
Were there even any footprints at the crime scene?
I don't know, I guess I
Maybe
shoot
her
that
feet
with
were,
blood
but
on
she
the
was like
shoes.
sitting,
I'll try
so
that.
instead, there'd be
Weak. It doesn't even pierce my heart.
It doesn't even pierce my heart.
When
It's so
Hiyoko
funny
died,
listening to them sped up.
Ibuki's feet were on the
I am telling you to present your...
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the, was there any sign she stepped on something?
Ta-da!
I agree with that.
Consent! It's okay. It's okay, chat. We got Sonia's consent.
Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint bloodstains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
And it's Hiyoko's blood.
Hyoko's only wound
Thanks,
was a
Sonia.
fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood,
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye.
Really? You're gonna argue this one with me?
Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
The D&D shaped stick shoved up his ass. Pray tell, Ark, what is D&D shaped like? I thought his rebuttal was longer than the animation. Yeah, that's fair.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line.
Alright, that's the funniest thing he's ever said. Because he's like, oh yeah, I should use that.
But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know. You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status. However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
Rebuttal showdown! Rope, motel, scrap, stepladder, candle, smudge, surveillance monitor. This is a minigame I really want to like, but it's so dumb.
Belong to impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor. You can't step on blood that was never there. Just about 1 minute. See a nice nightmare.
Advance.
As long as Ibuki's body has no open wounds, there's no doubt that that blood is Hyoko's.
Hyoko was taped to the pillar, yes, but it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the pillar with your feet. You should feel it's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
What the hell was that?
Damn it!
Back to the original topic. D&D shaped or D&D written on or something. That's beyond point.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hyoko? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no... You can't step on blood that was never there.
No
Just
blood.
about 1 minute.
Smudge on the floor.
See a nice nightmare.
Obviously, that's what I need, but despite his exaggerated protests, I feel like I've already seen opening his counter.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hyoko? Ha! Impossible!
This is a weird one because it's in the
Try
first
to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Hiya!
Allow me to cut through those words.
Y'all.
That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Don't say such foolish things. You don't have proof of that at all.
Yes, I do. If you look closer,
Duh.
there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
60% of his power apparently amounts to shit.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time.
They did a shit job.
Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right? Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding. Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating. So I don't think they had to go that far.
Aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikon's autopsy?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
The time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
I mean, obviously it would have had to have happened within a window of, like, when we last saw these people.
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right?
Also, there's, like, rot and rigor mortis and all
It's
that.
decided. Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then. But regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Monokuma always hates it when you do that.
Again? Didn't something like this happen last time, too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Suicide?
The same as always. You have to vote for who the
Suicide.
killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself.
Okay, but obviously Hyoko didn't cut her own throat and tie herself to a pole, alright?
Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Nagito? What do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
That's totally impossible. Then she never would have killed her to begin with.
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
That's true.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive. When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead. If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
And then killed herself?
She hanged herself. Remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that.
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
Jeez, alright, well, we've established everything we already knew.
There's still one more
Didn't
issue
even
on
take a
my mind.
minigame to play.
If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw?
Now there is that.
According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Then, the video Hajime saw was actually live?
Nikita leading the class in an incredibly roundabout way. I mean, he gets his point across. It just takes a while to get there.
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement, and I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Then, we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Several of us don't.
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
Bit on the nose. But okay, I like it. Make your argument. Mikan's account, surveillance monitor, Hiko's account, Sonia's account, movie invitation ticket, and Mikan's announcement.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
Probably.
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
Not a great alibi.
Everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then
I think it's Mikan's
Operation
account.
Destroy the
Blowing
Weakest
through
Alibi
my
has
screen
failed.
achievement. Nice. I think it's Mikan's account. Let me check the person who doesn't have an alibi for that time. Because if we're establishing alibis, where's Mikan's? There it is. Perfect. Can I get a large pepperoni? And Hajime, what do you want? A double sausage? What? Oh, Nagi. Oh, okay. Sorry, you have the same color as somebody else in the chat. I was like, what the fuck? Oh, all right. What's up, Nagito? Right up until Monokuma announcement, Mikan was with Hajime the whole time. Afterwards, she went to the hospital to check on everyone and realized Ibuki disappeared. When she rushed over to the hospital to search for Ibuki, she apparently met with Fuyuhiko. So,
And what about the
I want to
night before
shoot
the- I was
this.
totally asleep.
I think everyone at the
So everyone who stayed at...
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to...
aside from those if nobody
this
has
one,
an
right?
alibi, then
Yes, okay.
No, that's wrong.
Love this execution. No spoilers. Never played this game before. Also, you probably won't see it today.
Not
I
all
have
of us
to
are
get ready
missing
for
an alibi.
work in about 40 minutes, so I'm going to play until about 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So, you'll see the execution tomorrow. I'll probably play through it then. Not spoiling. Good job. Good man. Or being.
In fact, Nikon and I both have alibis.
You two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Nikon and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that morning.
Really, I mean, there's no way around it, but I'd have preferred it if you didn't mention that.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
Execution for our deathless run. Yeah, by the way, I said it's like, okay, we've lost 5. Hold on, we've lost Byakuya, Teru, Peko, and Mahiro, which is 4 out of the 16. Well under half I can round up to a deathless run. Then we went and lost 2, putting us at 6. So now it's 6 out of 16, and we're gonna execute somebody here. We have to for 7. We're really bordering on my ability to round up to a deathless run at that point.
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
Even the music was, they started it and then they looked at Chiaki and they're like, we're gonna back off the music real quick.
Too much info.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
I just like the idea of the band in the corner playing it up on the jazz. As soon as she says that, they all like stop playing and look over like, what?
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case,
Sweet,
the killer
sexy
must be
alibis.
someone else.
It's better if we think about it like that.
Probably.
The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
Oh, we only have one before, I guess.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
Surprise Pikachu face. Surprise Chiaki face.
But
Chiaki face.
committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was?
Huh?
Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi
Kane
in
is
the
such
process?
a gal. She is, yeah.
Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
Killer had a different reason. That's the case. Are we still in the killer's trap? Inside trap set by one of us. If so, then whose and what kind of trap is it? My god. Halfway mark? Ah, yeah. Suspended. That's the halfway mark. I feel bad. I still have, like, you know, a good 40 minutes here. The moss balls sure look tasty today. Those aren't things. Moth balls are things.
Stop it!
Don't characterize me as someone who lives off moss balls. Sorry, I didn't see what that said. What did it say? Chance time. Sweet Mario Party reference. What's that? Now then, Monomi's appeal time starts. Appeal time? Your kind heart big brother is gonna give you a chance to reclaim your honor. Good luck, show these jerks who treat you like a red-headed stepchild who's boss. Okay. That's 99% your fault. While you were whining, your time's already running out, so please make your appeal simple. About 30,000 words or so. That's too long. That's just be a boring appeal. If your appeal is successful, there might be merchandise opportunities headed your way. And I'm Usami, magical miracle girl Usami. I'm an itty-bitty girl who's sweet like milk. Hi. Kane is, gal, yes. The only appeal Monomi needs is my theme bops harder than Monokuma's. It does. It does bop a lot harder. I thought a certain robot soul sister was supposed to be the best.
What a disappointment.
Who are you talking about? I have no clue whatsoever. Yes, I will save. Sorry, I'm also checking my phone because there's like a bank thing I need to keep track of. Mainly the, you know, my rent payment actually goes through again.
Again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation.
As have I. Goddamn rental company was like, we can't use your savings account to pay the rent. Hurt the dur. So it's like, now please use my checking account for whatever reason.
Seriously, he's like the king of unreasonableness. Why did it turn out like this?
What's that about? Nagito said it, not Darkflame. Well, surprised by the Pikachu face. Surprised Pikachu face is me. Okay.
We were supposed to have a fun, friendly school trip, but it turned out
Let you guys sort that out.
Instead. No, this definitely cannot be allowed. That's why I want you to remember this. Everyone, do your very best. Don't lose to yourself. And don't forget to save frequently.
Save early, save often. The Sierra Creed of Conduct. Now then, shout out to Sierra. Reason the killer did an imitation murder is the reason other than falsifying the murder sequence. Does something like that even exist?
It suddenly got quiet in here. Did I confuse you? If so, I wish I could die from self-loathing.
Man, this again.
If that's the case, it would have been just dandy if they had gone ahead and killed me too. If that happened, the imitation would have been perfect. So why didn't they do that?
All right, look, no offense, Nagito in the chat there. Could someone kill him? He's literally asking for it. Said it kind of a gal, nothing more.
Well,
yeah, I think
it's against the rules to kill
Nagito's the
3
one who said,
people in the first place.
That rule is too harsh. I couldn't get killed because of that.
Seriously, just shut up already! Shut up forever!
But I'm thinking about it again, and he's totally right. It feels incomplete.
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the movie did? That's only because of Monokuma's rule.
It's not just that. Come on, try to remember the content of the movie.
The order they were killed in?
The lion that got killed second.
Yep. Stuck you for Nagito there.
That's the one Hyoko's body was imitating, right?
Even though we're calling it an imitation, the lion was actually pinned by arrows, right? But Hyoko's body was suspended by common household duct tape.
Well, they didn't have arrows to jam into a pillar.
Maybe they just used a common substitute because it was too difficult to imitate the arrows.
Well, that's probably it, but that attitude is what makes this feel incomplete. If falsifying the murder sequence was the killer's plan from the very beginning, they should have taken steps to properly imitate it.
But if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation, their entire plan would have been completely useless.
What are you trying to say? Are you saying the imitation wasn't planned?
I'm saying Hyoko's murder wasn't.
What?
Hyoko's murder wasn't planned. I think I mentioned that. Somebody... Did I mention that? I don't remember. Nagito was so helpful in trials. Let's keep him a bit longer.
I understand that imitation wasn't enough, but aren't you making a bunch of assumptions?
It's not just the poor imitation. There are also other strange details.
Strange details? Like what?
Like, for example, why did Hyoko go to the music venue?
Why'd Hyoko go to the music venue?
You're saying the truth behind
well,
Hyoko's
we
murder
actually
is
know
hidden?
that one.
I have no freaking clue what you're trying to say.
However, this is getting quite interesting. My 4 dark devas of destruction are getting riled up.
Why Hyoko went to the music venue, if that's the key to all this, I need to find that out no matter the cost. Because she's dumb and can't dress herself properly. Yeah, more or less. Curtain, camera, temperature, wizard of my blood and souls. It's none of these, so it's something I need to steal, I guess.
Why did Hyoko go to the music venue? There's no way we'd know that!
Maybe the killer summoned her.
No.
But that's not it. Maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
It was that one.
She was guided by the will of causality.
No. So I need to agree with that one. Surveillance camera, temperature, blood, motel. Oh, the room key, right, okay.
Maybe the killer...
If that's it, maybe she got a... No, she went of her own free will.
Yay.
I agree with that.
Will of causality. Consent.
It's just as Sonia said. She went to the music venue of her own free will.
So, Exactly as I assumed.
If no one called for her, then why did she go?
Yoko locked herself in her room because she was being overly cautious of the despair disease, you know? I don't think a person like that would leave their room just because someone called for them.
Consenting with Sonia again.
There's no way she got abducted?
Thanks for the consent,
Yoko
Consonia.
locked the room she was staying in before she
Consonia.
went out.
Whoops.
If she was supposed to take
Anyway.
it from her room, there's no way she would have had time to lock it.
The killer could have locked her door, right? Just to hide the fact Hiyoko got abducted.
Then they couldn't have hidden her room key that deep in her kimono. They would have put it somewhere more obvious. Otherwise, there's no point in messing with the crime scene if nobody finds the key. At the time, you were the one who actually took out the key, right? Then something like that...
I won't lose.
What do you mean? You did take out the key. What part of this are you arguing?
saying my gut was wrong?
What?
This will be my first and last highlight of the day. Why won't you just let me shine already?
No! That's not the issue.
Shut up! Enough with your fancy talk. I'll shut you up right now.
Thanks. This feels necessary. Rebuttal showdown! Candle, Smudge, Mekon, Surveillance, Sonia's account. So it's Sonia's account. Hold on. Right? Hold on. Just to reiterate what her account was. Distraught because Kimono was disheveled, Sonia full-length mirror. Yep, okay.
She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her.
I can't back down!
Ah, I failed it. Used too many cuts. Just like Jill much, Akane? Yeah, a bit.
Hiyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room. Forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her.
Alright.
But Hiyoko's room was locked. The key was deep inside her kimono, remember? It's more likely that Hiyoko locked the door herself.
The killer was the one who locked the door. So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later.
Ooh, a threefer.
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in Hiyoko's kimono. The killer probably didn't realize she even had the key.
Hold on. Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up.
Hiya. Oh, shit. Wrong one.
Crap.
Hold on. Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up.
True.
There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer.
Okay.
Allow me to cut through those words.
I mean, I knew it was the Sonia account. I just didn't know which one it was on.
The reason Hiyoko's kimono was messed up was because she wasn't able to properly wear it.
Wear her kimono?
Yeah, it's also the reason why she decided to go out on her own.
Yoko seemed to be really struggling with wearing her kimono. I believe that was one of the reasons she locked herself in her room.
Do you think she got her last name because that when they were naming her, it's like, what do you want her name to be? And the guy dictated it, and he said, Sonia, and then he got a phone call, and he was like, oh, never mind. And they're like, all right, Sonia, never mind. Dad later found out, and he was like, God, last time I dictate a child's name.
That is why I informed her.
What an original joke. Thank you. I was proud of it.
I told her that there was a full-length mirror at the music venue, and I suggested that she use it.
Then the reason her kimono was messed up wasn't because she fought the killer.
Yeah, she went to the venue on her own just to fix her messed up kimono.
I get it. I lost. Boil me, burn me, take off my clothes. Do whatever you want to me.
I think we're just gonna move on, actually, if it's okay with you.
Hajime, now's your chance. Make her admit defeat. Or better yet, make her do a little something.
I think we're just gonna move on. No.
Then, the killer probably couldn't have assumed that Hiyoko would go to the music venue.
Though that may not apply to Sonia, since she provided Hiyoko with that information.
True, but that would mean Ibuki was the odd one out in terms of victims.
Though I knew she would go there, there is no way I could have predicted when she would arrive.
True.
Don't go doubting Miss Sonia, you cretin. I'll put you and your hamster 6 feet under.
Kazuichi, it seems you have quite the fashion sense.
Huh?
Do you want me to incinerate your clothes? Perhaps I could do that while you're wearing them.
Gundam, please stop! For his sake.
Pretty sure that perv, the cook, wouldn't mind tearing clothes off Akane. I think a lot of people wouldn't mind, actually.
What do you mean, for my sake?
Of course. I've already overlooked no less than 10 opportunities to kill you.
Even if the killer couldn't predict
Ignoring
it,
that.
why did Hiyoko get killed in the music venue?
The only thing I can think of is, it was an unfortunate coincidence.
Coincidence?
When she went to the venue by herself,
Damn,
she
Killer.
was probably just unlucky and walked in on the crime scene.
Killer's looking pretty swole there. Am I right or am I right? Not bad, Killer.
She was killed so there wouldn't be any loose ends?
It probably happened when the killer was preparing to kill Ibuki. The killer most likely had already placed the hemp bag over her head, and without hesitation,
Killed Hiyoko.
That's a shame for Hiyoko.
because the killer used that coincidence for their crime, it made this case even trickier.
That's the reason they imitated the movie to falsify the murder sequence.
Which means that low-down scoundrel didn't plan on committing imitation murders at first.
Then what was the killer actually planning to do? They've been cunning this far. There's no way they'd kill Ibuki without a plan.
Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, I don't know. Normally by now I have a hunch about who the killer would be. I got nothing.
Damn, we don't know the most important part.
Not a clue. Killer's plan from the beginning. I'm pretty sure they were very, very close.
Hey, Nagito, any ideas?
Like, we've got a couple of alibis that are shaky at best, but that's really it. Save us, Nagito. I mean, Gundam is being argumentative, but yeah, that might just be for the sake of prolonging the trial.
Hey, how long are you gonna stay quiet?
Maybe him modifying with the cameras a bit.
Oh, am I allowed to speak? I'm so happy I'm getting goosebumps. Everyone actually needs help from scum like me.
So what do you think?
I was thinking about it while I had my mouth shut. But now I'm finally able to come to a conclusion. Ibuki definitely didn't commit suicide.
Huh? What are you talking
I
about?
think we'd moved on from that point.
I thought there might be a possibility that she faked her death and tampered with the crime scene. But now I remember. There was blood on Ibuki's slippers.
Whoa! No way! Where did you come up with that idea?
So if she faked her death and walked around the music venue tampering with the crime scene, there'd be bloody footprints left in various places throughout the venue. So that's why I think there's no way she faked her death. There's no way Ibuki committed suicide.
You know, we already finished talking about that a while ago.
Huh? Really?
Yeah.
That's annoying. I guess I should just awkwardly laugh about it then.
Are you freaking kidding me? There's no limit to how useless you can be.
Wait a minute. If Buki had blood on her feet, there'd be footprints all over the place if she kept walking around.
Strange. That's very strange.
This is strange? What's strange?
It's not something we finished talking about. These footprints. There's an important clue left we completely overlooked. Just as Nagito said, if she had blood on her feet, she would have left footprints. Much as I want Killer to be Gundam, there's no way he rushed and took over MC. Yeah, no, it's absolutely impossible. I don't think it's Gundam. I also don't think it's, Nakamura? It'd be weird if it was. Like, a very unsatisfying trial if it was the guy who's not here. Why weren't there any footprints on the stepladder? Yeah, wait a minute.
I can prove it with this.
Actually didn't occur to me.
If Ibuki used the stepladder to
Best
hang
Boy
herself,
Gundam? He'd never.
it's strange that there weren't any footprints on it.
Huh? There weren't?
Yeah, that stepladder was completely clean. No footprints or bloodstains at all.
You noticed such a small detail! How amazing! This is truly the talent of a chosen ultimate!
What the hell are you going on about? Obviously leading us to this. That's why you brought up the suicide topic after all this time. Nagito Komaeda. You're definitely someone I shouldn't underestimate.
Didn't you say you saw that video of Ibuki climbing the stepladder? Then I think there's no doubt that she really did climb it.
Unless there was something funny about that video.
I see. So there was some kind of trick arranged in that video, hmm?
But that's something only Hajime would know, since he's the only one who saw that video.
So, just as I thought, it comes down to that. The mystery surrounding the incident is contained in that video. Whether or not we can reach that hidden truth, it's all up to me.
Hajime, I leave it in your hands.
Thanks.
As
Yes?
long as I leave this to you, I won't tell you to do your best, but oh well. You should get started already.
On what? Just, let me remember it.
Yeah, I'll definitely try.
There was some hidden clue in that video. Something should have seen... Bleh. Something should have seen something strange. I mean, Ibuki's hair wasn't visible from the bag, but that's really the only thing I've been noticing. Was it actually a musician who climbed the ladder in the video? Yeah, no, I'm thinking it's somebody else who climbed it and streamed it, and that happened a while ago. I'm the only one who can clear this up. The only one who actually saw the video, so I'm the only one who can do it. So what am I gonna... Oh, this is a hang video I saw. Based on everything I know from debates thus far, I should be able to figure out what's strange. I mean... The bag? Slash hair? That bag covering the face. Based on what I saw, I don't think that looks suspicious. Okay. Saw in the video. Hold on. Where's the blood stain on the stepladder? Oh yeah, I definitely should be able to... Wait, what? Okay, no, you can't really tell. But yeah, no, it should be the blood along the stepladder. Okay. Pretty sure streamed from conference room.
That's right, I remember now. There was definitely something strange about that video.
Can you explain it to us?
What's strange is that stepladder I mentioned earlier.
Also, there was no hair coming from under the bag, which there clearly was when Ibuki was hanging there. But, you know.
It's true that the steps of that stepladder weren't dirty, but on one side, there was a bloodstain, right on the left side of the stepladder. However, that contradicts the video I saw at the hospital. There weren't any bloodstains on the stepladder in the video. It was completely clean.
That is truly strange. If the video showed the moment of Ibuki's death, then Hiyoko should have already been dead by that point.
Even so, the fact is the stepladder had blood on it at the actual crime scene. But the stepladder in the video was completely bloodless.
And there's no way the video was recorded in advance. If that's the case, the only thing I can think of is...
It's possible those two stepladders were completely different.
Wait, are you saying there were two stepladders?
My God!
But where would you find another step?
It's impossible!
There was only one stepladder in the music venue.
2 stepladders? That's one more than there should be! Twice the number!
Then one of the stepladders was somewhere other than the music venue.
What do you mean?
Impossible!
You're suggesting that the stepladder in the video isn't the only thing that's different. Am I right?
If it's the hair.
That's amazing, Chiaki. All that gaming has given you incredible deduction skills. Is it okay to say that?
What are you two talking about?
The stepladder is the only thing that's different. You can see the stepladder in a different place. That's the case of something different between the video and the actual scene of the crime. I'm thinking of the play of the camera. Hangman's Gambit. I don't know. Fuck, that's a lot of letters. M? No. F. Okay, it starts with an F. Nope. F-I. F-I-L. Okay. Film? Yeah, okay, alright. First word seems like it's filming. Yeah. No. No idea what the second word is. Filming location? Okay, yeah, it's location. Maybe it's not. Nope. Yep, it's C. Great. Thanks for bringing the C out at a nice, convenient time. Big words. Yep. There it is. Okay. Filming location. Whew. Alright. Stupid Hangman's Gambit.
That's right. Besides the stepladder, the filming location must have been different too.
What do you mean?
I mean, the video I saw was not filmed at the music venue. It was filmed somewhere else.
But the hospital monitor is supposed to display footage captured by the music venue camera, you know?
Then, there's a possibility that the killer also tampered with the surveillance camera unit.
In order to show us that they filmed the video at the music venue instead of somewhere else. What did the killer do to the surveillance camera unit? Logic dive. Okay, let's do this. Follow me, set me free. Trust me and we will escape from the city. I'll make it through to you. Oh, yeah. Alright. Didn't see the hole there. Got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow. Which part of the surveillance camera unit did the killer tamper with? Camera, monitor, or both? The camera, right? I missed it, shit. I believe it's the or the camera. That makes sense to me. It's either the camera or both. Completely lost his train of thought. Yeah, I guess. Oh, shit! Reading the... Alright, well, that was rude. Reading the chat. My bad, my bad. It's like that game Bit Trip Runner, if anyone's ever played. Ooh, that! Alright, cool. Killer tampered with camera at the music venue hospital. The music venue, right? Since that's the one that shattered and on the ground, yeah. Makes the most sense to me. Yo! Yo! Heh. Yo! Nice. Whoa, shit! Whee! The advanced moves. What did the killer do with the camera from the music venue's surveillance unit? Took it with them. Yeah! I followed my rainbow. What? Okay. Anyway, pretty sure logic dive in such form is unnecessary. Yeah.
That's it. The killer just brought the camera from the music venue.
I mean, it's easy, so I don't mind it. It's more fun than Hangman. It's just very odd and out of place.
With it, they made me think it was a live feed from the venue, when it was actually from somewhere else.
Then only the monitor was left in the music venue?
Yes.
Oh, they smashed the monitor and took the camera. That makes sense.
But when Hyoko's body appeared, the killer probably put the camera back too.
That means you should have realized that from the start and made this easier on all of us.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I was distracted by the dead body hanging from the rafters.
He did discover the body. I doubt his attention was focused on the camera.
Stupid Hajime.
Well, that's true, but in order to hide that the camera was missing, the killer did one more thing to the remaining monitor.
And the remaining monitor was destroy it.
See?
No one ever talked about it, but it was super destroyed.
The killer smashed the monitor to pieces, destroying it. As long as it was in pieces, you wouldn't be able to tell if the camera was actually there or not. My attention was so focused on the body that even I couldn't have noticed something like that.
And the moment Hajime left the music venue, the killer put back the camera they took.
And they destroyed it and left that in pieces as well.
It's easy to say it was filmed somewhere else, but the surveillance camera's connection wasn't that strong.
Despite Kazuichi's desperate repair efforts, it seems it could not transmit from the hospital to the motel.
The fact that it was able to connect between the hospital and the music venue is amazing enough.
Which means even if it was filmed in another place, as long as it was transmitting to the hospital, the range would be pretty limited. Yeah, so it was obviously the conference room. That's the case. Where was the video filmed to make it look like it was filmed in the venue? Only possibility is that place inside that building. God damn. Okay, well, at least I know what words they're having me spell. God, whoops, my bad. Wrong, but I nearly got it perfect. Right, C before E. My bad, my bad, my bad. Got it. Choking. Meat on the bone. Ah.
Possible that it was filmed at the hospital's conference room.
Huh? Conference room?
But the hospital and the music venue look completely different.
That's exactly why the killer did something to make those two places resemble each other.
Make conference room look like the music venue. Killer went ahead and did some work. I've got to make it clear what that work was. Okay, finally. One of these bits. I mean, it's the curtain, right? Scrap, music venue curtain, stepladder, surveillance, Fihiko's account. Is this curtain, no, Monokuma's account, movie, Sonia, no, okay. So I want it to be the music curtain venue, right? Okay.
And the music venue looked the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue?
It did. Oh, shit. I knew it. Killer's trying to make conference room look like the music venue. That isn't proof.
Damn it!
It is. It totally is. The sheet.
There's no way the conference and the music.
Oh, no, wait. The
Which
other way
place
around.
resembled the- Did the conference room look like the music venue?
I think it's the
Or
other way
did the
around.
music venue look like the conference
There it is. My bad.
That must
They fucking played me. They knew immediately. They knew immediately what they were doing. All
What the
right.
killer
Well
did
played,
was
game.
Make the music venue, the crime scene, look like the conference room. They did that by using the black curtain hanging at the back of the stage.
Well played indeed.
From what I used to be a really flashy curtain. But after the incident, it somehow became a plain black curtain that didn't seem to be the right size.
That's right! It's so half-assed, just like Monami.
Oh yeah? Well, your face looks stupid.
Oh, shit! Got him!
That curtain was hung so the music venue would look like the conference room?
Monokumo's dead. He's never coming back from that one.
In actuality, even though the curtain in the conference room doesn't stand out, it is a black light-blocking curtain that's long enough to reach the floor.
I see. The conference room. Indeed, the floor of that room is
Hardwood? Yeah.
the same color as the music venue stage. So the killer chose the conference room because they realized the floor matched.
Matching floors, matching curtains. I guess it makes sense you'd mistake the two.
But that's not all. There should be something else the killer did to tamper with the evidence.
Something else Killer did to make the music venue look like a conference room. The candle, right?
I can prove it
Yeah.
with this.
Okay. Good.
You're referring to the candle in the music video, right? In the video I saw, a candle was used for lighting. If you think about it, it's pretty strange. The music venue has good lighting, so there's no reason to even use candlelight.
But wouldn't they have done it to make it feel creepier?
It does feel creepy.
That might have been another reason, but the main reason was probably to tamper with evidence. The lighting in the conference room and the music venue are so different. They couldn't be used during filming. That's why the killer used a candle as film lighting instead.
Which means... Are you saying the candle in the music venue wasn't actually used?
That candle was likely placed there just to make me think it was the same candle that was used in the video.
With candlelight, you can't see things in that much detail. Maybe they were going for that effect.
Possibly, possibly.
With that cheap-ass camera, it won't capture much in a dark area.
As long as this all matches up, it should be no problem to say this is decided. The video I saw wasn't filmed at the music venue. It was actually filmed at the hospital conference room.
If I'd found proof that evidence in the conference room was altered, we would have reached an answer sooner. But it appears the killer already covered that up.
Also,
So I didn't find anything when I went there.
trial was called super quick after we went there, so...
But there's no mistake. That's the only place within the connection range of the surveillance camera.
The motel would have been too far, and the interior design of the movie theater is too distinctive.
Monomi is the opposite of a comedic relief character in a sad sap way. What are you talking about? That was the sickest burn we've ever seen.
But this must be a surprising turn of events. for
Monokumo's
Hajime.
dead.
You never suspected that the video you saw in the hospital was being filmed in the conference room.
The incident isn't happening at the scene of a crime. It's occurring in the conference room.
I feel like I've heard Bayside cops say that before, but isn't the other way around?
If Ibuki's hanging video was filmed at the hospital's conference room, then was Ibuki killed at the conference room too?
No, that's not possible. Right after Hajime saw that video, he discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue.
The video was filmed at the conference room, but Ibuki's body was at the music venue, which means there's a fake somewhere. The fake must have been the Ibuki in the conference room. Music venue, the Hyoko at the music venue, or the Hyoko at the motel. Yes, we hired a fake Hyoko! She just hung out at the motel the entire time.
I see. The
Haven't
person
seen
wearing the
Monokuma
hit
since,
bag in
it's
that
true.
video wasn't Ibuki. It was the killer pretending to be Ibuki. The killer put on a hospital gown, wore a hip bag on their head, and was only pretending to be the victim.
By that time, the real Ibuki must have already been killed.
The actual time of death must have been earlier. Probably around midnight or dawn to avoid witnesses.
If they took Ibuki from the music venue to the hospital to kill her, there's no way it happened during the day.
So that's what happened. No matter how quickly I ran it, it was impossible for me to rescue Ibuki. At that moment, I was already in the killer's trap. Well, shnikes. And the one who set the trap
But
Oh,
for me
why did the killer
was...
go to the trouble of making a fake video just so Hajime could go to the crime scene?
The reason the killer made a fake video. There's only one possibility I can think of. And if I examine that possibility thoroughly...
To really muddle with the time of death?
then naturally the killer's identity will reveal itself.
You fiend! Are you saying you already know who the killer is?
Yes!
I so don't.
I should already know. Well, fuck. I should have already known who the killer is. Me! Alright. Okay, I can pause it here. I can't. I was gonna say, let me pop open the menu to save real quick, so I can dramatically end the video here. Let me stop and think about this for a hot second. So, not me. Let's just go around the room. Gundam. Could it be Gundam? What? No, I don't think he would have. Well, he might have been able to after performing in the hospital, got back to the motel before I got there to establish an alibi. That's possible. Not her. She was sick. Could be him. He's been at the hospital with me. That's the other thing. Gundam doesn't know anything about the hospital, so he wouldn't know about the conference room. He's been at the hospital with me. His alibi is they strolled up and found Mikan. But that he was asleep before that. Also sick. I really don't want it to be Mikan, but it could be Mikan. After we got to the hospital, she could have, like, gone upstairs and done that now that she was sure I was down there. There's a possibility. She also had access to Ibuki and knew about the conference room. Chiaki, same problem with Gundam. Doesn't know the layout, but really everyone at the motel has the same problem. They don't know the layout, but they easily could have done it time frame, but they don't know the hospital well enough to fake it. I really don't want it to be Mikan. It's either Fuyahiko or Mikan, and I'm not happy about either of those. I guess Akane could have woken up in her... No, she was cowardly. Shit. Fuyahiko or Mikan? I really don't want it to be Mikan. I don't want it to be either of them, though.
You're the only
Ah, damn it. Damn it, they only do that when I'm right.
You're the killer, aren't you?
Oh boy, well, that seems like a time to save the game. And call it there for the day. I did save, right? Yeah, 56, that's right now. Alright, god damn it, Mikan. I really don't want you to be the killer. It's possible we're gonna find more evidence. It's like, nah, but I really don't see how. I mean, tune in tomorrow, I guess, for the conclusion of this trial and free time. Sad, sad free time in which most of us are gone. 7 people will be dead by tomorrow. I can still round up to a deathless run, though, if nobody else dies. Fingers crossed. Well, until then, thanks everyone who came out. Thank for the various follows. The couple people that followed. Super appreciate it. Super helps me out. Thank you everyone on YouTube if you watched this far. If you didn't, thank you anyway, even though you'll never hear it. Love you all. Stay safe in this insane, maddening world at a time like this. Good night.